Yes, guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan, Ireland's only answer to Harry Kane, bringing you the Tottenham fan calling show where you, the fans, grab your membership, click the link, come on and have a conversation with me about everything Tottenham, the manager situation right now. Can't even get Ten Hag from Ajax. What's going on? We have is top four still on? We have Sheffield United at the weekend. Do you think we can still do that? What do you make of the protest on the 15th? Are you going to go? All this sort of stuff. So there's a lot to talk about. So there is a pinned chat in the chat section and live stream there. So just click that, grab your white or gold membership, and come on and have a conversation. The gold membership, of course, includes tell me your Spurs story as well. But look, let's get into a few things first as well. Is this the right banner? Yeah, this is the banner. So let's welcome a few people to the stream as well. First and foremost, Wayne Bonner sent in a super chat, but by the time I logged on, it was gone. So I went into the YouTube studio and digged it out, and he says, I have 4 names that Levy could go for that wouldn't surprise me, and I think a few may well agree with me. So Wayne, let us know what them names are, my man. That's what we want to see. And then you have Richard Evans says, I don't give a toss who's the next manager, as we are a club in total disrepair, thanks to Enoch. 100%, I fully agree with you, Richie. Cody Mack says, everywhere we go. Come on, Cody. He says, David, I need my therapy. Look, we all need it, Cody. We all need it. And he also says, everyone do me a favour and smash a like for Ireland's #1 Spurs fan. So do what Cody tells you. And that's a few more formalities. Smash a like on the stream. If you're new, smash a subscribe on the channel. Also, don't be allergic. I know it's payday for most of you people out there. If you want to help support the channel and help keep me pushing out content the way I am, just throw in your out super chats and stuff like that. So I greatly appreciate it, and we'll stop exactly what we're doing and talk about whatever it is you've put in your super chat and you want to talk about. Tottenham 943 says, it's the Harris boys making all the noise. 100%, man. You let them know. You tell them what's up, my guy. And Dtrex Jurex Kane. Love that, my man. He bit of banter there. He knows the Jurex part. No Ten Hag for Spurs. We need the Wolfsburg or Lille coach. Spurs are in big trouble, and you can see Levy doesn't give about this crisis he created. 100%, man. He doesn't give a crap at all. And that's clear to see. Look, he tried to go to the Super League, you know what I mean? Because it's money. It's all about money with these guys. They're investment people. And they don't care about people. All they see is dollar signs. They couldn't give a cahoots about people. GGMUTV says, is it just Tottenham? 92 Flamethrower says, since Ten Hag isn't coming, I want Ragnick or Potter. Good shout. Well, not Harry Potter. Ragnick, yeah, maybe as director of football, but I just don't want Harry Potter. And the reason why I don't want Harry Potter, let me tell you why, is because with Potter at Brighton, okay, the whole remit on the whole bar everyone set for sacking Jose was top 4. Now, if that's the bar we all set and that's the basis of where we should be, why are we going down to someone in 17th in the same division? Doesn't make sense. It's crazy. And I know people are going to say, oh, he's XG, this, that, and the other. It's not why you employ managers. Under Jose, it was what they do on the training pitch, man management, all this sort of things. All of a sudden, they want to ignore all that and just go for XG. It's insane. It's absolute madness. Brian C says, I know it's supposed to be always darkest before the dawn, but this is taking the piss. 100%, man, 100%. It's dark days for this club. And this is what I was saying before we got rid of Jose. We're going to end up in a club, in a car, going around a bend with no steering wheel, and this is exactly what's happened. That was my biggest fear. Cody Mack, I want Oscar the Grouch. He knows how to work with the trash. No, Cody Mack, Barney Dinosaur had meetings with them today. Barney did. And basically, he quoted and said, look, I don't want to take the job. Tottenham don't need another dinosaur. So, Oscar the Grouch, I love that one, man. CD says, as David says, when will the pain stop? The manager search is beyond embarrassing. The way this board has tarnished our club is criminal, 100% criminal. And that's why we want them out. Protests on the 15th. Everybody get down there. My boys out the We Are Tottenham TV boys, Simon and Ben. Everyone get down there and make your voices heard. And if not, there's always stuff worldwide fans can do. By everything Tottenham put out, just hashtag Enoch out it. You know what I mean? There's loads of things we can do. Make you right. CD, this club is embarrassing. Levy needs to be forced out of the club. He's a parasite. Paul Markey, all the potential candidates are snubbing us And here is why. One, it's a coaching position, not a man management one. Two, lazy, dysfunctional squad from which it would be hard to move Deadwood on. 100%, man. Carl Simpson, good evening, my man. Shell-side Spurs, it wouldn't be Friday without a Harris. Howitzer at 100%. Kieran McDonald, big up, David. Let's go. Hashtag Harris Army, 100%, my man. When is the fan show? This is a fan show, Hassan. This is the fan show today, my man. Knowledge is the power one. How's the hair, David? That's a pretty good haircut, my man. The hair is all good, still looking fresh, but the cap adds to it, my man. Joseph Monaghan, hashtag Harris Army, Enoch out, leave you out. He knows the score. Big up, Joseph. Seal Orca, please share the link. The link is up in the community section. You need to be a white or a gold member. Liam, well, boss, big yourself up, Liam, my man. Ellie Yates, big yourself up. She says, big up, hashtag Harris Army. Francis Crizzle, what are your thoughts on Mason's comments about Kane in his press conference? Look, with Mason, don't take this up the wrong way. You know, he's one of our own. Respect is there, but he's just another yes man, isn't he? You know, look, and the thing is, if we're all in his position, we're all going to take the job. That's the thing. We're all Spurs fans. Of course, we want to take the job. Pete from the lane, my man, spotted me outside the Hotspur Stadium, came up, got a picture and everything else. Big yourselves up. How you keeping, lads? I hope you're okay. Sue Smith is in the building as well. And then Todd says your hair is looking good. It's always, well, you know, over the pandemic it hasn't been, but usually it's always on point, my man. And Pot will make a great hire, great football and excellent organisation with the defence. Look, I'd argue that, my man. And then Dan Davenport, yo, Dave, did you enjoy your time in London with Matty Hayes? My choices for next Spurs head coach: Allegri, Rafa Benitez, Eddie Howe, Scott Parker, Chris Hughton. Dan, yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. Had a great weekend. Everyone was so welcoming, meeting all the other YouTubers. Everybody's absolute gents. And yeah, Allegri wouldn't be a bad one. The rest of them, I'm not too sold on there, my man. And then we also have the big man in the building, Mr. Brian Daigle. How you keeping, my man? I hope all is well. I'm sure we'll be seeing Brian at some stage. And the Mountie, best show on YouTube, you tell him. Eamon Burns, is Stevens Gerrard a shout? No, I think that's another Frank Lampard situation all over again if we go down that road. You know, the whole idea of bringing in, like we're Tottenham, we should be bringing in the best managers. I know it's probably not possible now, but it is what it is. But look, let's bring on Fen. There's a few guests waiting in the background patiently. Let's start getting them on. And it's my man, Fen. How are you keeping, man?
Yeah, not too bad, David. How are you? Obviously, you had your time up in London. How was it?
Yeah, it was great, man. I had a great time, you know, being down at the stadium, walking around, stuff like that. Do you know what's mad? I walk around with no hat on. No one recognised me. As soon as I put on the hat on, man, people recognise me. It must be the most famous hat in all of Ireland. But no, I had a great time, even down at the Weird Tottenham TV event, hosting the watch along. It was nice to feel like a pundit for the day. The boys looked after me and Matt, to be fair to them. We got down to see their studio and everything. So, yeah, we had a great time, man. Even went down to Wembley beforehand, Fen, and we were on Sky Sports and that. Got a couple of other interviews and that as well. And, again, people were asking for pictures, recognising us and all. So, yeah, it was a great time, man. I'm more famous over there than I am in my own country.
Love that, David. Love that.
Well, look, what do you want to talk about, man?
Well, I think the obvious thing is talking about the manager, really. And there's so many shouts in the comments. I just want to know what you think, because I've got a couple of people, but at the end of the day, I think we're looking down the pecking order, really, after Jose Mourinho. So I want to know what you think, really.
Look, for me, it's picking out the best of a bad bunch, really, isn't it? For me, I think they need to go all out for Brendan Rodgers. That's my opinion. I think it'll be similar to going. It's what I want to avoid it is going down another 3, 4, 5 year plan. I want to avoid it. Like, you know, we have the stadium. You know, just put the money in, get the players that we need, and let's just go for the big time. And unfortunately, Levy don't want to do that. They're holding back. So the next best thing you can do is go and get Brendan Rodgers. But at the same time, Brendan Rodgers is at Leicester, and they get whatever players he wants. You know, don't forget their owner, their father died outside the ground in the helicopter crash, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or whatever it was. So, you know, they love that club. They want to see it. They're carrying it on in his memory. And he's like, they've done so much work around the community, and all he wanted to do was bring Leicester to the big time. And their sons, and that is continuing it on now. And
yeah,
so they're just going to get whatever players he wants. for me, look, I think they're actually going to get struggle to get a manager to come in and work on the Levy regime. I think the best manager you're going to get probably for Tottenham would be someone that kind of has a point to prove. What's your feeling on it, Fen?
I think you've highlighted it there. I think it's so hard to work with Daniel Levy, and I think the only one that's really shown that is Scott Parker. Yeah. Now, obviously, he's got an understanding with Daniel Levy, which is important, because if you can get the backing of Daniel Levy, then that's what's going to bring Spurs to the top. But with Jose, he fell on his bad books, and then it all went downhill from there. And obviously, I like the way he plays, but is he really the man to bring Spurs to the top, to the greats? But I think that's who we're looking at. And I think without Harry Kane, that calibre of manager, someone like Potters as well, I don't want to see Potters in, I'll be honest. I really don't.
Harry Potter, that's all he is. That's who people actually think this guy is. They think he's Harry Potter. Thinks he can just come in, wave a wand, get Aurier to start playing lovely crisp balls down the byline. You know, this is what people are expecting this guy to come in and do. Like, I just keep telling them, no matter who comes in, these players are not capable of doing the basics. And only for Jamie Carragher, after listening to my channel, coming out on Sky Sports, telling people exactly what I've been preaching since I've started my channel, even before them, on Me or Tottenham TV on the Fan Council, these players cannot do the basics of football. And now everyone's waking up, oh, well, it's a poison chalice. Like, you know, whatever these players do, it doesn't matter. Like they've stumbled upon something new. It's baffling. It's absolutely baffling, Fen. But this is the thing. No one knows where to go with this, though. You know, do you get in a manager with experience? Like, if you're not going to rotate the squad, do you get in a manager with experience that is able to make big calls, change up formations depending on the game and the situation to get you over the line? Do you just ignore that completely, and do you just bring in someone with a philosophy that, you know, is based on the principles of attacking football? What Spurs was founded on was the push and run game. You know, so this is the thing. No one knows where they want to go with it. I genuinely don't have a manager in mind. Do you?
I think Scott Parker is the top man, really, in my opinion. Or I've seen quite a lot on Gareth Southgate, but I don't like the way he plays with England. I really don't. I really don't like the way he plays. He changes up the system too often, and I don't think the system that he plays, if he plays a 4-3-3, or he plays a 5 at the back, or he plays a 3 at the back, we don't know what we're going to get. And that's what I kind of think we had with Jose. Although he tried to do different things with the team, there was always a system of the 4-2-3-1, but he kept on chopping and changing it.
Yeah.
And Scott Parker, when he's come into this Fulham side, you see it every single week, the same back line. There's a couple of changes in the midfield, but he keeps with the same attack, unless he's changing Mitrovic in. And I think that could be what we need. Obviously, I don't think he's going to bring Spurs to the top, as I've said, but I think he could be the man to start getting that building block going for Spurs. But as I say, as you've just mentioned there's no plan B. The plan A was to get Nagelsmann or Ten Hag, and they found out they don't want to come to Spurs.
Yeah.
They don't want to come to Spurs because Spurs, I don't know, there's this perception of Spurs that we are just this bogey team for everyone. We're just so poor at the minute. We're so poor. No manager wants to come near us, especially.
Well, I believe there's a bit of breaking news that Spurs have actually offered the job to Ralph Ragnick, and Maurizio Sarri has also put his name in the ring for the job. That's a bit of breaking news. That's what's just come true to me there now.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how true that is now, but apparently that's the situation. And then Ed M here says Simone Inzaghi contract at Lazio is up in June. That has Levy written all over it. No, 100%, Ed. This is the thing. You wouldn't put it by this board. You know what I mean? You really wouldn't. What do you think, Filippo Inzaghi? Do you think, or Simone Inzaghi? Do you think maybe that's probably who Levy could end up with his contract running out?
It would be top notch, Levy, wouldn't it? It would be right up his street.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I haven't heard a lot about him, but Lazio, they're always one of those teams in the Serie A that they're never really in the contention for it. They're always sitting there in 4th or 5th. But we need a manager. I think Sarri, there's a lot of people talking about Sarri and the way he plays and how he is.
Yeah.
And he's very similar. Well, is he very similar to Jose? I think in a couple of ways he could be. But I don't know. He could be the right man. No, I don't think he is.
I don't think he is. He couldn't even get his keeper to come off at half time there. That's the ex-Chelsea guy, isn't it?
That was
no. Look, this is the thing. I actually don't know who I want. Look, no matter who comes in, I'm going to throw my support behind him. But one manager I definitely do not want is Garrett Lickhurst, Brownlow, Southgate. Because that's all he is. He's just a pedal pusher for the board. He pushes whatever narrative. He'd be sitting there in the press, saying things, and all of us fans be sitting there looking at him like, what are you talking about? But then he'd be running back up to Levy. Oh, did I do that well? Was a good little boy. Did I say it perfect? This is the sort of guy he is. And for me, you look at the talent he has for the England squad.
Yeah.
He still can't get them any better than what they've ever been in competitions. And they have the best generation for me ever right now. So for me, I definitely don't think he's the answer, Fen. But look, moving on to the game this weekend. Quickly, thanks for the super chat, Ed. I really do appreciate it, my man. Everyone else, if you want to get your super chats in, feel free. Be like Ed. Feel free, and get them in with your point. And I hope you enjoyed what we were saying about Simone Inzaghi, Eddie. But Fen, moving on to the game of the weekend, man. What's your thoughts?
I think Spurs are going to show up, and now a lot of people are going to be in the comments saying, "Yeah, we've seen this all before. We all back Spurs to go and get this 5-1 win, 3-0 win, and then we never go and do it." But this weekend, I'm feeling it. I truly feel it. Ryan Mason, undefeated in the Premier League, he's going to go through. Yeah. I hope he grinds out a result, and I think he has the ability to grind out a result against a team like Sheffield United, who aren't fighting for anything, and now. Yeah. They're got a few players injured at the minute, well, from what I've heard. And Spurs, we're looking like we can actually achieve something this season. But whether this is going to happen, with our running especially, whether that's actually going to happen is a different story. So I'm excited for Sunday. I think everyone's excited for Sunday to see the bounce back and see how we do really play. So, it's going to be interesting.
Do you expect us to turn up Sunday? Do you think there's going to be a hangover from the cup final, or do you expect us to go out there and really smash these up? They're already relegated.
Yeah, I think there's going to be more desire. And that's, I think, what we need. The desire, we saw it with Son, emotional afterwards. I saw it on Twitter, he was getting ripped apart because of the fact, it's only a Carabao Cup. We don't care. We'll take anything at Spurs right now.
It's not even that, right? He can sit there and cry all he wants, but at the end of the day, what did he do? He done nothing. In fact, he should have been hauled off before Lucas,
Yeah, you got a point.
This is the thing. They can sit there and do all this crying and all this Twitter posts and tell us how upset they are and how hurt they are. Just show me in actions on the pitch and deliver. When the big games come around, just deliver. Instead of when they come, end up shitting your tighty whiteys. Just deliver. It's all we ask. Just give. They can't even give us a goal in a final. You know what I mean? And this is what kills. Anytime the final comes around, they just shit themselves. Look, but anyway, Ben, they've a run now for top four. They've four games, bar the last one at the end of the season. That's 5. But the next 4 games, they should be winning. Could come to a point where if we win them games, get 4 wins, top 4 could be in our hands. And I just hope it comes. I just hope it happens. If we can salvage the season, I'd take it. What's your score prediction for the weekend, man?
I'm going to go 4-1 Spurs. I think we're going to go out there looking hungry, looking sharp, also ready. I think he's going to put some changes in there. But the problem that I have with Ryan Mason is, we saw it with Levy. When Levy played, not with Levy, with Mourinho. When Mourinho played Sheffield United, what did he play? He played a 3 at the back. He matched them. He was tactically smart, and he won us the game.
Yeah.
And I don't think that Ryan Mason has that in his locker. I don't think he's got the tactical knowledge or the brain to be able to do that. So I think we're going to go flat 4 at the back, play a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3. But I'm hoping for the best. So I'm ready. But I'm quite nervous, to be fair, because it's a big game. There's a lot relying on this game. And I think it's gone under the rock a little bit, under the radar, that it's a huge game for Spurs. If we win this game, we get ourselves back in that contention that we're not in at the minute.
Yeah. So. 100%. Well, look, Fen, give me your biggest come on, you Spurs, before you go, my man.
All right. You ready, David? Come on, you Spurs.
No, louder than that, man. I was expecting louder than that. Come on, wake up the neighbours.
Hold on. It's 10 o'clock. They're about 90 next door. So, yeah, get ready. Come on, you Spurs!
Let's go. There we are. Look, you can already hear the neighbours knocking on the door there, ready to give out their fan. But big yourself up, man. And look, I'm sure I'll see you over the weekend on the Matt Hayes watch along and stuff like that anyway, my man.
Yeah. All right.
Or the pre-match pump-up on your Tottenham TV, whatever your preferred choice. You could do both.
Yes, I'll be on there as well.
Perfect. I'll see you then, my man.
See you then. See you later, David.
See you, Fen. Big up. Oh, Fen, actually, before you go, sorry, how rude. Plug your channel.
Well, yeah, my channel's come to a bit of a standstill at the minute, but I've started making some Spurs merchandise and some stuff like that. So if you're interested, it's in my it's in my about section on YouTube. It's everything football, all one word. Check out the about section. There's some stuff on there, and I'm gonna be releasing an Enoch Out t-shirt. So I'm hoping that one can sort me out with a bit of dosh. But at the end of the day,
nice. My man Fen making moves. He's already got the business brain on him. Anyone wants an Enoch Out t-shirt, you know exactly where to go and find them. Everything football, get one. It wouldn't be a bad idea getting your order in before the 15th, is it?
Yeah, certainly.
If you get yourself up, man. I'll see you later, my man.
Legend,
see you, Fen. Boys, he's an absolute legend. Big up, Fen. Always great time for that kid. He's a legend. Let's waste no time. Let's bring on the next guest, Rob. Rob, how are you keeping, my man? Long time no see.
Yeah, long time, Dave. How you doing, mate? You all right?
Well, I'm as good as can be. Look, I'm good, but with Tottenham being shit at the minute, it's really getting me down and pissing me off. But what can we do?
Yeah, given the circumstances. I'll tell you what, though, Fen's on to a winner there. The Enoch Out t-shirts, you're selling enough of them to buy Levy out of the club, I tell you. Right?
Oh, 100%. Look, Rob, my thing is, I think we should all get a GoFundMe going. If there's, probably a couple of, 100 million Spurs fans worldwide, say 300 million. Everyone puts in £1 or €1, whatever the currency is, £1 of that currency, 300 million. You can definitely get a good share of Tottenham for that.
Oh, definitely. For sure. But yeah, what a shit show, mate.
Oh, man.
It gets worse every day, doesn't it?
What do you make of everything going on, man? You actually made a very good point to me before we came on air. If you can remember what it was, I'd love you to say
it. So my theory is that given all of the European Super League fallout and how all the other European teams are infuriated with those 12 teams, I think there's maybe a bit of a protest that no one wants to come to Spurs because they're tarnished now as part of that movement. And we're the only team in that 12 without a manager, seeking for a manager. And lo and behold, no one wants to come to us. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if it is something to do with that. But we know what the real reason is. It's Daniel Levy and the way he wants to micromanage everything in the club, I might as well put some odds on him becoming the next manager because you are going to get him, whoever comes in, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to be, if you got in Harry Potter or if you got in, Scott Parker, they're not managing the team. Right? Yeah, exactly. They're not managing the team. You're going to have Harry Wanks being made captain of the club and everything, isn't you? So, I mean, it's until that guy takes a backseat, doesn't get involved in the football side, someone handcuffs him or locks him in a cupboard somewhere so he can't actually do any damage and he can just feed out small little checks for £3 here and there to pay for signings, nothing's going to change. And we all know that. We know that that's the root of the problem. And whoever you bring in, whatever manager you bring in now, we're screwed for next season because you need to start planning now ahead for next season, working on your targets, what areas you need to improve on, doing your scouting. Steve Hitchens doing none of that. He's probably, lining up his next trip to buy lasagna in Italy or something like that, right?
out in Milan for Fashion Week.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, going, like with his moccasins on and shorts and that, and going down to Cannes or wherever, trying to get some targets for the Spurs. But the guy's an absolute idiot. But until the structure of the club is replaced, you've got this guy Steve Hitchen still scouting for whatever manager's coming in, we don't even know who that's going to be. We don't know what style of football they're going to be playing. You don't know what targets we're going to get. So it's going to be an absolute mess. So whoever comes in, they're not going to identify their targets. So Hitchin and Levy will be going, oh, look, we found this player. You can have him.
Yeah.
You know, and it'll be the same old story. The next manager will come in, they won't perform, and then within 18 months, he'll be gone.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
doesn't matter who you bring in. Does not matter who you bring in. It's going to be the same old crap unless it's totally restructured.
Yeah.
And
no, 100% fully agree with that. Look, I've been saying it all along, Rob. You know what I mean? Like, even when Joseph was in charge, it doesn't matter who the manager is until things change, player-wise and at board level. And the way we do our business, nothing is ever going to change with Tottenham.
Nothing at all.
This is the thing. Just quickly, Michael Scruggs, he says, how do I call in? Just click the join button, man. Grab a white or gold membership, and come on. The link will be there in the community section for you, my man. But look, Rob, who do you want as next manager? Who do you want to come in?
Well, I would have my two choices would have been Nagelsmann or Ten Hag, right?
Yeah.
They're not an option now. I don't know. It's tough. I can't say that there's any one manager out there at the moment who I'd say, yeah, I'd love him at Spurs. You know, I'd love to see us playing more progressive attacking football. But can you imagine Sissoko playing one-touch football around the edge of the area? It's not going to happen, is it? You know, it looks like a rabbit in headlights as it is. You know, for him to do quick 1-2s and then speed on into space, it's not going to happen. So you might want to change the style of the play. You want to change the club. And again, until the whole club is restructured, nothing's going to change on or off the pitch. We're going to be stuck with this deadwood for at least 2 or 3 more seasons.
Yeah.
And until you actually make some progressive changes, nothing's going to change. I hear Ragnick's been linked.
Apparently they've offered him the job. Apparently that's the news going around there now over the last 20 minutes.
But he's not managed for a few years. Was it 2017?
No, I think he was director of football at Leipzig, wasn't he?
I know he managed Leipzig. Was he's director of football there?
He was director of football at some stage there as well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see someone like that come in and do that sort of role in Spurs for sure. I know he's got some managerial credential as well, but maybe it's a good step in interim. I think I saw a comment there earlier say someone bring Ragnick in, just set everything up, and then he can step back, and then you can bring another manager in. But that's what you need. So, but I don't know. What can you say? It's
this is the thing. Everyone's speechless. Anyone I speak to, you know that. It's like, what manager do you want to come in? They don't know. They're just pulling names out left, right, and centre. You know, I even heard Trapattoni mentioned at one stage. And
oh my God,
Trapattoni, like people thought Jose Mourinho was defensive. Trust me, I had to watch this guy for Ireland. He's way more defensive than what Mourinho is. Everything's based around shutting the team out, getting one corner, and trying to score from it on the Trapattoni. I watched it for years under that guy. You know, and how are we as a club at Tottenham Hotspur? Like, how's Trapattoni's name being banned around? If Mourinho's a dinosaur, this guy's 80 odd. This guy's definitely a dinosaur.
Yeah, I think we've got to the bottom of the barrel. We're actually out the other side digging in shit now. So we really are trying to find some managers. And I don't know. It's either going to be an up and coming manager who they want to put some faith into, try and build around. So like Fenn's here, probably a Scott Parker, not my ideal choice, to be honest with you. Harry Potter, you know, he plays some great football, but like you make a valid point, you know, you're getting rid of someone who's won the league, you know, not just not the Premier League, but the Italian league, the Spanish league, won cups all over Europe. And Cody's comment there, brilliant. That's cracking. Cody has been so active.
He's gone viral on Twitter. He's absolutely loving life.
Yeah,
and big up C. Wilson coming over from We Are Tottenham TV and subbing as well, my man.
Yeah, but it's going to be someone like that. It's going to be Potter, Parker. Who's the guy at Wolves? Santos. They wouldn't be my first choices, I tell you.
No,
they really wouldn't. And I wouldn't say that they're people you can sort of build a team around either. You know, you are looking at a massive rebuild then. if you're bringing these guys in. But were you a follower in the 90s? Because I tell you, this feels worse than the 90s where we are now.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Feels 10 times worse.
Ben on Tottenham TV said something earlier on. He was like, something about, he wasn't even this scared in the 90s or, or this pissed off with the club in the 90s as he is now.
Yep. Yeah. And the 90s were bad, but it just feels like I don't know how it gets resolved. It really is. Yeah. But I don't know, man. It's so difficult, but
no, it's a killer.
Literally speechless. Absolutely speechless with it right now, and every day a different story comes out to push us further and further into the mud.
That's it, man. Every time I roll out of bed in the morning, something else just to degrade our club even more in the news. You know what I mean? I'm just getting sick of it now, man. I've had enough. I'm fed up. It's just killing us. But look, Rob, what do you make of this game this weekend? Do you even care? Are you arsed?
I was saying to Fen before we come on, even forgot there was a game this weekend, to be honest with you. You get that disenchanted with it all. But this is the sort of game where Spurs will probably turn up because there's no pressure. Sheffield United are relegated, not really much to play for. And it's the sort of game where we're going to win 3-0 and then suddenly, they're slapping each other on the backs again, like Mason in. That'll be the next.
Yeah, we're all best friends, we all love each other again.
Oh, exactly. And then the old, shitty social media posts will be coming out, like Harry Winks is interviewing Him Song in a hot tub or something like that, on Spurs TV.
Yeah.
It's going to be some crap like that, right? And everyone's forgiven.
Nobody's dreads and, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe this is a different Ali persona now, and maybe he's going through phases. He went through the Borat stage, he's come out, and maybe he's gone into the Rude Hullet stage, and he'll come good again.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Danny Kiriakou says, "I love how Daniel Levy has officially cracked my Cody Mack." That rhymes, lad. From believing he has done well for the club as a whole to a whole level of hate. # Enoch out. Big up Danny Kiriakou, my boy. Big up. He was on the Q&A with Jack Konecki last night. A really great show. And I hopefully he'll be on at some stage tonight. But big up for the Super Chat and everyone else. We do take Super Chats. Get your Super Chat in. It's a great way to show support for the channel. You don't know how much it really means to YouTubers and how much it does help us to be able to sit here and keep creating content and stuff like that. So big everybody up. And big up, Danny. And also, most importantly, when the chat is flying and the Super Chat comes in, we will stop exactly what we're talking about to discuss your Super Chat. But if you can't, I'm not stupid. I know there's people in the world that can't afford to. Different regions are not allowed, this, that, and the other. Don't worry. I'm not naive. I will try and get your comments up anyway. Everyone already knows that I always try to get people's comments up on screen. But look, Rob, before I do let you go, we have a lot of people in the back end, so I'm going to have to start getting people on and reducing it down to 10 minutes. What is your score prediction for this weekend, man?
I think it's going to be a 3-0, to be honest with you. I can see it. Us suddenly coming good, and like I say, with them, we're all's forgiven amongst the players. They think they've done a good job. Then cup final's gone, forgotten memory. We're back on track and all that, and then it'll be when we come to a next game where we really need a result, we'll just bottle it there as well.
Yeah, so, 100%. 100%. You can already see it coming, man. It's just
exactly.
Like the thing is, I put my differences aside for the cup final. I said I'd do it for 1 week and I've done that. But Moon Boots, Harry Stinks, Mr. Anonymous, it's all coming back out. To be honest with you, it's all coming back out. I see
that Leicester drew tonight, so they've dropped points again. So you can see it's building up for the final game of the season, isn't it?
Look, every team will drop points for us, and then we can't capitalise. That's what happens.
Exactly.
That's what always happens, Rob. But look, before you go, my man, I want your biggest "Come on, you Spurs!"
Come on, you Spurs!
No, louder than that, man. Louder than that. I want to see the passion.
Come on, you Spurs!
That's what I'm talking about. Big yourself up, Rob. Man, honestly, it was great to see you again. And don't leave it so long next time. I really enjoyed chatting to you.
No, I won't do, mate. But big up for the show last night with Jack. That was a really good show. Really enjoyed that, and everyone involved with that, and Danny and the guys. Really, really good show.
Yeah, no, and yeah, Bob Spur as well. But yeah, no, we're going to be making it a once a week thing. Jack, look, the guy, he asks incredible questions. He's always sending me questions, and we're going to use that, and we'll create a show out of it. And yeah, it went down the storm last night, so it's going to be once a week now, lads. So
really good. Yeah, you take care of yourself, mate. Anyway, thanks for having me on, and yeah, catch you soon.
No, it's been a pleasure. And like I said, don't leave it so long, man. I really love listening to you. Don't worry. You're a very intelligent guy.
Take care, mate. See you later.
See you, Robbie. Big up, Rob, boys.
Bye.
What an absolute legend, man. It was great to have him on. And he made a great point, you know, earlier on when he first came on about us, you know, no manager and with our reputation room with the Super League and stuff like that. But look, let's not waste any more time. Let's bring on Arthur Everett. Arthur Everett is next. And then after that, we will get Alex on. And then I'll bring Premier Hotspur, Brian and Joe Grimes all on together. But let's bring Arthur on first. Arthur, my man, how are you keeping, man?
I'm fine. Are you? Are you all right, David?
Yeah, I'm all good, man. Just, you know, this club, man, it's upsetting at the minute. We need to get the manager situation sorted out, don't we?
Oh yeah. What was I going to say? I think we lost that final a week before we played it by getting rid of Jose. That's my own personal opinion. Are you still there? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, sorry, we're back, man. This StreamYard is going mad. It was going mad beforehand. But sorry, what were you going to say, Arthur?
I said we lost that final a week before we played it by getting rid of Jose. You know, if there's one person you want to beat Pep with, is Jose in a final. I'm not saying we would have beat him, but to get rid of him a week before the final was absolutely ridiculous in my eyes.
Yeah.
Stupid. But
it's criminal. You don't do it.
Yeah, but I think it was all down to money with Levy to get rid of him. Casey won the cup, and it would have cost him more money to get rid of him. So I think it's all down to money. I think it's all down to money. And the team never turned up, really. There was only 3 players I thought turned up for it. Was Hugo, Toby, and Dyer played well. You can't take that away from him this week.
No, Dyer had a good game, to be fair to the kid.
Dyer had a good game. The rest of the team...
What do you think of Harry Winks starting, Arthur? And no end on Belly?
Oh, what's the point? What's the point of starting Winks? You know, he can't kick a ball across the forward line, the halfway line. You know, he has to go sideways or backwards. That's all he can do. You know, now, regarding the new manager, God Almighty, we have got to have a complete clear out, you know, of the team. Well, look, the players what played on Saturday, apart from Doherty, Dyer, the other right fullback, what's his name? Aurier.
Yeah, that he drives me insane.
Dyer, Sissoko, Sanchez, Winks, and send Gal back. That's 8 players there to go. You've got to replace 8 players, and there's no way Levy's going to replace 8 players. No. Sissoko costs us 30 million. Levy will want at least 25 million back for him, but who's going to pay 25 million for Sissoko?
No, nobody.
Sissoko, to me, I think he's only worth about 10, if that.
Arthur, if I was made to pay 10 million for Sissoko, I'd literally be crying. I'd be crying handing it over, to be honest with you. You'd want to be in desperate need of just a centre midfielder to fill the squad, because honestly, the guy can't even do the basics of football. All he is a guy that runs around and destroys people. He can't do the basics of football, which is pass and move. He can't do it.
No, that's right. That's right. And Levy and Joe Lewis and Enoch, they don't care about this club. They don't care about Spurs, because if they cared about Spurs, they would have invested a long time ago for Spurs.
Yeah.
They would have invested money a long time ago. They're not really interested. And if we stay like this next season, we're going to be a halfway mid-table bottom 6 team, because all the other teams will invest in players and we will be left behind. There's no two ways about it. We will be left behind.
Yeah.
So
100%.
If Levy don't pull his socks up and help us out, this is what we've got to look forward to next year, I'm afraid. Because if a new manager comes in, he'll want to bring some of his own players in, what he wants. But will Levy let him bring them in? I don't think so. Because Levy will say to him, well, I want to, put Winks in and that lot because I want to show him off to the thing so I can sell him if he wants to sell him.
To be honest with you, he's actually probably damaging his feet by putting him out there to show him off. To be honest with you, just keep him aside. Let everyone still thinks he's a good passer and everything else. You'd probably get more that way. By actually playing the guy, you're just reducing his feet every single time.
That is true. That's true, David. That is true. But there you go.
But then, not only that, though, Arthur, it's not really sending out the right message either, is it? It's like, look, you can still be a tosspot and a prat and play shit every time you get a chance, but we're still going to play you regardless.
That's
it's
right.
Not sending out the right message to players coming through at the club or players coming in the door at the club, because they can just do what they want.
That's right. That's right. And regarding the players, when I've heard the thing that Joe say they wasn't really fit, but when Potts was there, they were complaining that he worked them too hard. He trained them too hard, and they were moaning.
Imagine that. You're training me too hard. Why don't you go out and get a normal job, minimum wage, and see what happens when you turn around and cry to your boss and tell him you've been worked too hard? See what happens. They'll just sack you and replace you with the next person in line. You know what I mean? It's unbelievable. Half of these people are like babies, half these professional footballers.
Yeah, to me, if they complain, they should put them in like the under-23s. Don't let them go nowhere near the first team. If it's too hard for them, well, drop them down a bit and see how they get on.
Yep.
But I feel sorry really for the fans what haven't seen the good Spurs teams.
Yeah,
I've seen the good Spurs teams, and I feel sorry for the fans what haven't seen them. Like the double winning team, the push and run, they would have wiped the floor with this team. Those players would have wiped the floor with this team. You got Danny Blanchard, Maurice Norman, Dave Mackay. They wouldn't have got nowhere near our goal. Nowhere near our goal. And they would have wiped the floor with this team. And that's what I feel sorry for some of the players. Sorry, some of the fans who haven't seen them.
No, 100%. Fully agree with you, Arthur. But come here, the game on the weekend, man. What are your thoughts on it?
Oh, God.
Most games I tell you to put your feet up, sit back and have a beer, but I don't think that's the case anymore, Arthur.
No, you can't trust this team.
Yeah.
They should beat them. Really and truly, they should beat them.
Yeah.
If they do, would they? Are they? Or is it just going to be a draw? Yeah.
Let's go through tonight, so that's a chance for us to close the gap.
Yeah, but I don't think we'll get into top 4. We won't win all our 5 games remaining.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think we will. It's a big arse. I don't think we'll get in top 4. And there you go. What manager is going to come into this team?
Nobody wants it.
No one wants to come in here with Levy and all that lot. The only way they're going to get them out if someone buys the club.
Yeah.
And who is out there to buy the club?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing, Arthur. Especially nowadays with what's going on. But come here, I am getting pushed for time, Arthur. So let's get a score prediction for the weekend, man.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Well, I will see you again sometime, David, and talk to you.
No, 100%. But look, before you go, Arthur, what's your score prediction for the weekend, man?
2-0.
2-0. Yeah. Look, I take it. I take it. But look, Arthur, before you go, give me your biggest come on, you Spurs.
Well, if I let go of this phone because the battery's going to run out, I'm just charging it up. It'll fall over, but I'll have a go. I can do it with one hand.
Yeah, that'll do. That'll do.
Come on, you Spurs!
That's what I'm talking about, Arthur. That's the passion I want, my man. The neighbours won't be happy with you, but I'm certainly delighted with you. That's the main thing. Yeah. And look,
can I just say one thing? My uncle, and I mean this sincerely, my uncle and all the old Spurs fans I grew up with down the Spurs that have passed away must be turning in their graves, knowing how bad this team is, to how much they knew and how good they used to play.
Yeah.
You know, my uncle would be turning in his grave regarding this team now, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, but
it's upsetting.
There we go.
It's upsetting. But look, Arthur, everyone who enjoys Arthur when he comes on, I certainly do, and I know a lot of people in the comments do, because when he comes on, he dominates the comment section. Arthur's Spurs story is coming out Monday, and believe me, it's an absolute corker. It is a cracker of a story, and you do not want to miss it. He gave us some great stories, some great insight into the old days as well, and I totally enjoyed it, and I know you will too. So make sure you stay in tune for that at about 9:30 Monday, Arthur. So be out Monday, man.
Okay, David. Thank you very much, and good night, David.
Good night, Arthur. Pleasure speaking to you, my man.
Yeah. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye.
See you, man.
Bye.
Boys, Arthur, an absolute legend, man. This Spurs community is amazing, isn't it, guys? It really is. So let's bring on Alex here, and then after Alex, we're just going to start bringing a load of people on. Alex, I hope you're pulled in, my man.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you there. I hope you're pulled in.
Yeah, it's my lunch break right now, so I'm sitting in my car having a beer in the Republic of Texas.
Your signal's gone very bad, man. Your signal's gone very bad there.
Is it going very bad?
You keep breaking up every time you speak, man.
Yeah. Well, maybe another time then.
I can't make out what you're saying, Alex. But look, you know what I mean. If you want to try and come back out and reconnect and come back in, I'll get you back on, my man. Now, let's bring on Premier Hotspurs and let's bring on Brian Daigle. These two boys have been very, very patient. You know what? Let's just bring them all on. Everybody's sitting here. Lads, how are we all keeping, lads? It's an absolute Spurs fest. How are we?
How's it going, David?
Hi, Dave.
Hi, David. How are you?
Look, lads, where do we start? I suppose, Simon, what do you want to kick off this discussion with?
Let's talk about our trip down to London, David.
Go on.
Let's talk about that. That was fantastic, isn't it? What a weekend.
Oh, man, I had a whale of a time. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It was a great day out.
Absolutely. The result meant nothing, mate. Seriously, absolutely stuffed the result. It was the atmosphere, bringing you with you guys. It was absolutely fantastic. Meeting you at the ground, David, getting a few interviews and things like that.
Sky Sports, man, we made it. Sky Sports.
We're famous. And just literally going down to the tent, going down to the event, mate. It was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, no, it was, man. You know, seeing you and your brother Adam there as well, man. Big flag out, man. You know, I absolutely loved it. You were down there early. The passion that you two guys have for this club is insane as well. And, you know, look, we had a whale of a time down at Wembley, didn't we, before we, even at the We Are Tottenham TV tent, although I didn't get to spend as much time as I wanted with everybody because I was doing the hosting for a match, man. I thoroughly enjoyed meeting everybody and having the crack with everyone.
It was absolutely ace, Dave. Absolutely. Seeing everyone in real life and all that, David, do you know what I mean? Instead of like talking over this, you know what I mean? But it was absolutely great. Absolutely fantastic. Ben and Sim absolutely done a fantastic job.
Yeah, they really did.
Absolutely,
and
really did.
Just with Ben and Sim, honestly, people don't understand what goes on behind the scenes, the equipment that they have to move from studio to there to make it happen, and the work they put in off camera and everything else. I didn't even realize how much they've done. It's absolutely incredible. So, big themselves up. But we will come back to that, Simon. But Brian, how are you, man?
In general, yeah, I'm fantastic. Talking about Tottenham, not so much.
Yeah.
Not so much. What could I possibly want to talk about, David? What could I possibly want to talk about?
It begins with D and ends in L.
Oh my God, this schmuck! I woke up this morning to see all the Twitter in the family group, and then I saw the thumbnail from We Are Top TV. And I saw Ten Hag has. I thought, oh my God, let me see what the comments say. I got about 3 down to see that he signed a new contract.
Yeah.
And you look at this, now. Ten Hag ticks every single box. Will he bring through youth? Yes. Does he have a great scouting network to bring people through for cheap? Yes. Does he do everything that he does? Yes. But it comes to something now where Ten Hag has heard what he's had to say. I don't know if Danny Kiriakis in the background. I had a long chat with Danny. Danny read Ten Hag's official statement to the Ajax fans. And he said, I'm happy. His words were, I am happy here. I know what the plan is here. I know what is going on here. I know what I have here. Which is basically, this man spoke. He's going to screw me over. I know what I've got here. And isn't it funny how apparently Levy and everyone have come out to say, oh, we didn't want him. So it's okay, you can come out and say that, but you won't come out and say sorry for the ESL. Yeah. You won't come out and say, very funny, because you know you're going to get bashed. And Danny says something else. And I'm sorry, I'm nicking Danny's material here. But Danny Carrick said, and I'm really along with it. Jose Mourinho is probably getting called up by all these blooming managers that want to come to the club.
Yeah.
And Mourinho is saying, whatever the fuck you do not go there. Because he can't come out and say anything. There's no way when players go to clubs or managers go to club, they phone each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've got to this point where this is where we're at. And I've come up with a thing. I'm going to tell you now, and I've normally been right with Daniel Levy. Our next manager is Steve Bruce. I'm telling you now, he will wait to get that bastard sacked, and that's the kind of manager we will get. And he'll think the money that Levy gives him will be like we've just been bought out by a country.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, Steve, that's the caliber of manager we're going to get. That's the caliber. No one's going to come. No one is going to come. Happy days.
100%. Look, this is my fear all along about just sacking. People just wanted Jose gone. They didn't care at all costs. And look where we are now. And this is what I was warning and telling people which was going to happen. We're going to be a club with no direction. You know, it has to be done smartly. But look, let's welcome in Joe. Joe, man, how are you keeping?
Yeah, all good now, David. Yeah, all good apart from Tottenham, obviously. But yeah, just Brian summed it up very well there. We're just a banter club. We're a banter club, man, and no one wants to touch us. So I don't know where we go from here. I couldn't really give a shit with this board in charge about where we're going next because we're not going anywhere. That's the bottom line. We're going nowhere. It's depressing, man.
No, it is. It is. It's fully depressing. Like, what direction do you want to go in, though, Joe? Do you know?
I don't know. You can't say what direction you want to go in with this board in charge, man. Because with the restrictions that are in place under ENIC, we're not going anywhere. And every manager linked with us knows this, and they don't want to go near us. And it's just it's an absolute circus. And they don't want to work under Levy. They don't want to work with these players. So I don't know. They're linked to this guy Ralph Radnick. I never even heard of him, to be honest, up until recently. So that just sums it up, to be honest.
Bit like Carlos Vinicius, same sort of situation there, isn't it?
Never even heard the guy. So yeah, that sums it all up.
Yeah, it really does. It's depressing times. But look, Jordan, how are you, my man?
I'm alright, Dave. I mean, all I can say is I'm 21 years old, but I feel like I'm 50. I've got back pain. I'm losing my hair. I've got high blood pressure. And it's all because of this. It's all because of what's going on at Spurs. I don't know what to say anymore. The more I sleep on it and the more I think about it, the more fucked off I am about what's going on. And it's starting to get me down, as I'm sure it's starting to get everyone else down as well. So
look, everyone knows that. Everyone knows. I always try to be positive. I'm always trying to be Mr. Positive, but even now, I'm struggling to find positives. It just seems every day when we roll out of the bed now, Jordan, that there's some sort of bad news about our club.
Yeah, I'm at the point where I just want the season to be over now. To be honest with you, the more it drags on, the more pain it's causing us all. I don't even care who comes in now. Whoever comes in is not going to have to sort out the mess that's here. So, why worry about it? Why worry about it? If the board are going to stay, Enoch and Levy are going to stay, then, as other people have been saying on We Are Tottenham TV, keep Ryan Mason. Keep Ryan Mason in, because no one is getting anything out of these players. It's not just that as well. It's the whole way the club is run from top to bottom. So all that's going to happen is we'll get a manager in and we'll completely ruin their reputation if they have one, or if they don't have one, they have no hope in hell of getting any reputation whatsoever. So
100%.
I don't know where to go from here. To be honest,
no, 100%. I'm the same. But look, Salary Agent says managers normally compete with each other for the job. But looks like Spurs have to beg managers to come for our club. That's where we're at the moment. Look, they're probably all in a WhatsApp group now, daring each other. I dare you to take the Spurs job. No, I double dare you to take the Spurs job. That's probably what the situation is right now at the minute. And it's just embarrassing. It really is embarrassing. But look, let's welcome another member on here, Bob Spur. Bob.
What's up, Bobby?
Man.
The camp punch.
He's coming in with the scrappy do. He's coming in with the scrappy do punches. Bob,
sorry I'm late.
What is going on? Explain to us what's going on right now, man.
I know Jordan's just mentioned it, and Brian Brian especially, and yourself. you know what I've been saying for the last week, and I've mentioned it on We Are Tottenham as well. Keep Mason in. Our biggest priority right now is sorting that fucking board out. The board's got, what my feelings towards Jose. He had no identity on the pitch. We've got no identity in the board right now. We need to get that sorted. Once we get a plan, once we know their plan and they relay it to the fans, they might turn around and say, we've got no money to spend. We're going to work with the youth and we're going to bring people in a budget. At least we know what the plan is, and then we can expect what kind of manager to come in. Yeah. We got associated with 5 different managers, Dave, a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Trapattoni, Rijkaard.
I'm not being rude, but I thought Trapattoni was dead, to be honest. Yeah. That's how long ago he managed Ireland.
Trapattoni. Literally 5 managers in a day. Well, that's making us look like even more of a laughing stock. But it just shows.
Joe's about to pass out when you mention Trapattoni, man. He knows the pain.
Mate, yeah, I know. But yeah, just get the board sorted, get a direction in place, let the fans know what it is, and then we can expect what kind of manager to come in. Because there's no point working with no money and no budget and then bringing another Jose in, because they ain't going to fucking work. So get yourself sorted, and then we'll bring a manager in. Until then, Mason in.
Yeah. 100%. But I actually do have a question. Brian, your buddy Stel wants the link, man.
Coolio.
Let's bring him in. I love listening to Stel. For me, he's the voice of reason. But look, Simon, I actually have a theory that if Ryan Mason gets top 4, I think he's going to be given the job. What's your opinion?
Oh, Jesus Christ, David. Yeah, me and Matt was talking about this earlier. Do we want top 4 Mason in charge for next season? Jesus. Me personally, I don't really. I really don't. I think we need someone to steady the ship. I really do. And I don't think Ryan's the answer, nor is Potter, nor is Parker. I do believe that that someone like a Rodgers is still going to come in. I really do. I think I know we've got no faith in this board and Daniel Levy, which They haven't really looked after his club much. But I just think Daniel Levy's going to pull one out. I really do. I think he really is going to pull one out. Everyone's getting a bit thinking about, I'm going to get this one. I think it's going to be Brendan Rodgers. I really do. I really do.
Serious question, and I'm being serious. You're entitled to your opinion, but why? What gives you the confidence to think? Do you know what? This could. For 20 years, we've been told this is going to happen next year. This is going to happen next year. How many years do we go by until we go? Do you know what? Enough is enough. Like I understand everyone's pissed off with him with what he's doing, but how many times as Spurs fans, not just me, have we said, yeah, I really, really think Levy's going to do this. Yeah, I really, really think he's going to do this. Or he's going to try it. This is the season. This is the year. This is the player.
No.
And nothing. And nothing. Brendan Rodgers, do you know how bad it is? Brendan Rodgers came out and distanced himself before we even made an approach.
He said that. He said that when he was at Celtic. He said that when he was at Celtic for the Leicester one. So, personally,
Rodgers be a mug. He would be an absolute mug if he came to Tottenham right now. Unless the board are doing something that we don't know about, which is very unlikely. But he'll be fuck. And you know what? If he's willing to come to Tottenham under the circumstances we're in right now, I think we could call him a loser straight away. I don't want any manager to come to Tottenham right now. To me, shows me a lack of intelligence and lack of ambition. They should not be coming. So if Rodgers comes right now, I'm already worrying about his mindset, because with the state we're in at the moment, all managers should be staying away. The board haven't got a fucking clue.
David, I just want to say one thing to you as well. David, what you've got to start doing, and I urge every single YouTuber channel to do this, is you ask at the end of every stream, everyone to say, give your loudest come on you Spurs. You need to change it to, I want to hear your biggest Nick out or Levy out. You need to keep mentioning it. You need every channel and every place needs to keep saying it, because we say come on you Spurs all the time and they let us down.
Yeah.
Enough. It's like I said, when it comes to Sunday's game, I don't give a flying fuck what the score is. For the rest of the season, I don't give a fuck. I don't want top four. I'm a Spurs fan. I don't want us to get top four money, because he wins, we get nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
We'll just paper over cracks as well, Brian. We'll just paper over cracks, mate. People will be like, oh yeah, look, we've got top four. Nah, fuck that.
And we've got a thing as YouTubers or as having channels where, not that it's going to make a huge difference to those people while they're right now, but look at it. There you go. It's literally the more and more we keep saying it, the more and more it stays apparent. Because this protest that's going on the 15th, and how ironic that Tottenham have had it moved to midweek. How fucking ironic. Or not ironic, predictable, sorry. What a shock.
Of course.
So it needs to be said, because they will try everything. Like this social media blackout on the Premier League. Isn't it amazing how all the Premier League teams are getting so much shit that, let's have a blackout now. Not when the racism was happening, but when this shit is happening. And on a bank holiday weekend as well, so it's 3 days.
People are forgetting they were going to kill our club.
They're going to forget. So we've got a place where we can say, Levy out, rather than, like I said, just an idea, but rather than say, come on you Spurs, Levy out, Enoch, or whatever, we've got to keep on it.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree. But look, let's bring Jordan and Joe back in, two shy lads, and then we'll get down to Kieran and Steno welcoming them. Lads, what do you make of what Brian was saying there?
You camouflaged there, mate. I didn't see it, Joe. Sorry.
That's the plan,
yeah, no, it's absolutely got a point. Absolutely got a point. I mean, I think it's going to take a hell of a lot to get them out of the club, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
But you know, I want to see a massive turnout on the 15th. Okay, albeit there's no game. You know, the more people that are there, the more it's going to be over the news. The more the board are going to see it. That's all we can do. We've got no option but to push them out. They have to get out of this club. No two ways about it, unfortunately.
I think people are realistic, Jordan. I don't think people are expecting Enoch to definitely be out or be sold out. Well, we know what the pandemic has caused financially. So all we want is a bit of communication. If they're going to stay there, it's not fine, but we'll have to deal with it. But they need to get their act together. They need to communicate with us fans. They need to, like I keep on saying, they need to put an identity in place. They're the foundations. Like it or not, they're the foundations of our club. There's no point solidifying the foundations and putting in bits and bobs into the house, because the house is just going to fucking fall down. Bit of furniture, be it a roof, whatever. It's just all going to cave in. The foundations need to be solid. They need to have an identity. They need to have a plan. They need to communicate it to us fans so we know what to expect, and then bring a manager to work around that identity and plan. Because right now, whoever's coming in is coming with blind eyes, has no idea, and I would not trust any manager coming in now. I'd actually second guess their whole intelligence and their mindset, because I don't know how you could work under
look, I'm not
such a regime.
and thinking, they're going to be gone off the one process. That's not what I'm saying. But it's about making a noise as a fan base. It's about making ourselves heard.
Yeah.
And the more we can do that, even if the pressure that we put on doesn't lead them to selling the club, it's about them changing the ways they operate and run the club.
Absolutely.
And as you said, communicate with the fans. So we've got to do all we can as fans, and that's make a noise. So
100%.
Joe, what's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I'm just thinking there. What about the Spurs Trust put emotional confidence in them basically and told them to resign, and they still haven't responded to that yet. So what's going on with that? They have to come out and say something about that, because we basically say we have no faith in them. This isn't a dictatorship. This is a football club.
Exactly.
We need to make a response to that now.
We do.
It's not fair, because it's a big thing. Telling them to resign, they just kind of brushed it away. So it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace, man. And is there any chance that we are Tottenham TV can get us over for protest, David?
Look, we could get another letter just to say it's for work, man. Yourself.
This is essential work, man. This is essential.
It is 100%, Joe. I fully agree, my man. But look, Kieran, let's bring Kieran and let's get his thoughts, and let's hand it over to Stel, because I really do want to hear what
It's funny. I know Bob Spur noticed my name as I came in the first time. Everyone was all blurry, so I had to disconnect, and I thought, no.
You need to change your name to Moon Boots, man.
Moon Boots, mate. Good lad.
But look, Kieran, what's your thoughts on everything going on at the minute?
Fuck me, a million things. Like, there's so much wrong within the club that, it's not just a case of we need a new manager. All you guys have already said it. We can sit here and talk about, this manager would be great, but he's going to come in, most likely not get backed at all. Yeah. And then 6 months down the line, we're going to be sitting here going, half the fan base is going to saying, well, he's not performing, he's not getting results, have him out. He's going to go, he's going to get sacked, and then we're going to be sitting here saying the same thing, that managers aren't being backed.
Yeah, 100%. Same shit over and over again.
Yeah. It's an endless cycle.
It is. But Stel, what do you make on everything, man?
Stel.
This man has mismanaged the club. He's mismanaged the finances. He's mismanaged the spending. He's absolutely mismanaged everything, and people still kiss his ass. He's a great businessman. What's great about his business? We're the most profitable club. Are any of you richer? Is any of you guys richer because Daniel Levy has made this club the fourth richest club? Has your season ticket prices gone down? Has the cost of being in the club gone down?
Man. He makes me poor spending my money on this club. Prices go up year in, year out.
I pay £5.50 for a sausage roll on match day. £5.50.
They're better than Greg's anyway.
And we're the fourth richest club. Yeah, let's tell everyone and have an argument that we're the fourth richest club. I couldn't give a shit. If we were the fourth richest club and we won the Premier League, the Champions League, we're on course for the double. Yeah, I'm happy with the fourth richest club. But we're the fourth richest club, and we've got a 29-year-old boy in charge of the team who hasn't even got his national insurance number yet, and he's running the team. It was actually illegal for him to be coaching in the cup final. He's not legit. Simon, you say that you really think that Mourinho's going to pull one out. Yeah. He's not pulling a damn rabbit out of any hat. He can't even pull the price tag out of the hat, let alone a rabbit. This guy, just so everyone can understand, do you know what Jose Mourinho, Andres Villas-Boas and Mauricio Pochettino have all got in common? Does anyone know what them three have all got in common?
They weren't back.
In the 139-year history of this club, those three managers are in the top 5 highest, most win rate of any manager in 140 years. They're in the top 5 of having the most wins. And he sacked them all. Levy sacked them all. It came in his 20-year period, he sacked them all. Because as soon as the shit hits the fan, as soon as the going gets a bit tough, he can't take it. He can't take it that he actually has to make a move and back the manager. He can't take the fact that, do you know what? I better support this guy. No, do you know what I'll do? I'll sack him. And then you got these nutters, these absolute mad people on Twitter saying, "Oh, but we can't afford a rebuild. You're unrealistic." I'm unrealistic. The first season we were out of Champions League because we sacked Pochettino. That cost us 100 million. Last season, because we never backed Mourinho and we didn't do the rebuild and not in the Champions League, another 100 million. To sack Jose Mourinho, 30 million. To sack Pochettino, 10 million. Then half the budget we spent in the transfer window in the summer's a waste, another 50 million. There's 300 million right there. There's your rebuild. But he's a great businessman, and I don't know what I'm talking about. And we can't afford. It's absolute, David. He has to go. Daniel Levy has to. There is no ifs or buts. Nagelsmann doesn't want it. Ten Hag doesn't want it. Do you know what? Gareth Southgate's going to turn us down, and then that's it. We're in complete humiliation.
I don't want that brown nose anyway. He's just a yes man and a puppet for Levy. He'd be sitting in the press conference, lads, and Levy's hands would be up his arse, puppet in his mouth. That's exactly what will be happening with Southgate.
I don't want any manager. I don't want any manager. I want Bob Spur's right. Keep Ryan Mason in. Let this club get toxic even more. Let it run into the ground, and let everyone turn on Levy, because whatever managers comes in, yeah, we'll get a short-term bounce. Yeah, we'll play a bit nicer football. Yeah, we might buy a couple of sexy signings. Oh, yeah, look, he's fixed it. No. In a year's time, 2 years' time, off the cliff again we go.
So have you heard the latest business break? This is the great businessman. Apparently, you said, David, we've actually offered the job to that Ralph, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He hasn't managed.
He's not even a manager. He's not a manager.
He hasn't managed a football club for 10 years.
He's more of a director of football.
A manager.
Yeah. He's director of football.
Perfect.
See,
he would be good. Director of football when we don't get one. And then there's a director of football when we make him a manager.
Just give it to the tea lady. Give it to the tea lady. I'm telling
you. How? This is what I don't get. People. Oh,
he would actually be good to replace.
And the director of football.
To replace Hitchin, but to also replace Daniel Levy from all the football side of the business. You know, Arsenal had David Dean years ago. He would be a good version of David Dean for Tottenham, this guy, if they got him in. But like Brian said, they're going to bring him in as manager. He hasn't. I still think he's using Sondico footballs. This guy. That's the last time he trained. He hasn't got Adidas or Nike footballs.
That's brilliant.
It'll be wrong. It'll be wrong to bring any manager in right now. It'll be absolutely wrong. And whoever accepts the job for Tottenham right now is a mug. And he'd lose respect to my eyes straight away. Keep Ryan Mason in, get your fucking house in order, then get someone in. Right now, you're coming into a fucking piss party in a pool. Honestly,
well, super chat here, lads. And everyone else, super chats have been quiet today, by the way. Get them in, it's payday. All you tightwads, open up the wallet, help the Irish Hotspur take this to the very, very top. I don't want to stop at YouTube. I want to take this all the way to the Big Brother house and everything else. So, get your super chats in and all. Help to support the Irish Hotspur. And plus, it's going to be great discussion for the panel, because I know Brian Daigle is going to have a lot to say here. Tottenham are a mid-table club law. Get rid of Levy and look forward to relegation.
Mate, well, this is what I think. When people say you don't know what you're going to get if we get rid of Levy, how can it be worse?
Let's take the chance.
How is it? What, we're going to have a chairman that doesn't come in and invest? Oh, I've been there for 20 years. How can it get worse? We might have a chairman that has some balls and does what the manager wants. Mate, you know, it's like I said, right now, and until he goes, I don't give it. Yes, I support the club, but I don't give a fuck what goes on that pitch anymore. Until he's gone. Done. Oh, yeah, so why Danny's put that, So I said to Danny, if I ever saw Daniel leaving an airport, I would punch him. I'd get arrested and I'd go to prison, and I'll be in the penthouse, because literally I'll be loved in there. It's how to increase my stardom. I'm going to just knock him out and get arrested.
And you got Operation Vindaloo as well. Operation Vindaloo.
Yep. Oh, there's another one. Danny and I were thinking. We thought there's Operation Vindaloo, or Danny will come over here. We'll go to Bermuda, take hostage at Joe Lewis's yacht, play, and then hold him hostage and just say, sign everything over to me now. He'll sign it to us. We will do a live YouTube and put Sky Sports breaking news and literally call Levy a cunt online and get him out. And then I'll literally bring all you in and we will be Tottenham. So I think that's better than Operation Vindaloo. We'll get Joe Lewis's yacht.
Just
I want a question, David.
Yeah, just quickly, 1 second, Stel. Just big up Danny and James for the super chats. My guys, really do appreciate it. But Stel, go ahead with your question, and then what we'll do is we'll start with Simon and work our way around the panel and give everyone a chance to answer your questions then.
Yeah, so question for all you fellow Spurs fans. At the end of the day, every Spurs fan, without whatever our opinions, we want the club to win trophies, play good football. We want to get back to what Poch started, and we want to finish that job. I think everyone agrees roughly on something along those lines. Okay, why is it every single YouTuber and Spurs fan page, not everyone but a lot, every day, oh, we've been linked to Ten Hag, oh, we've been linked to Gareth Southgate, oh, we're in talks with this guy and that. Why are they going off of the whole Levy problem and ENIC, and they're trying to make out if we get this manager, we can get what's in the mindset of our fan base, and they're doing that? Are we still deluded as a club? I don't get it. I don't get it.
No, we are deluded.
I want to know what everyone thinks about that, because every day I see it.
Yeah, no, 100%. Just take this quick super chat from Brian C, and then we'll start with Brian and go to Joe, Kieran, and work our way around the panel, and everyone can have the chance to answer that. But Brian C says, panel is spot on. The question is, what will the 180 million worldwide fan base do now to drive change at the very top? We need new leadership and return back to our true identity. Adair est Fasir before. No, 100%, Brian C. Look, like I've been saying the last couple of days, we all need to start up a GoFundMe. You know what I mean? If every Spurs 180 million worldwide Spurs fan put in £1 or €1, there's 180 million. That'll make a stab to getting a good percentage in the club and hopefully getting a say, and you can build it from there. You can also add in the likes of Wiley, Adele, AJ, Tracy. Hopefully they feel the same pain. Hopefully they can put money in and help buy it. But big up Brian, so I fully agree with it. But lads, start with Brian. Do you want to answer Stel's question and we'll go around the panel?
I have to be serious. I can't even remember what the question was. Stel, what was it?
There's so many Spurs Twitter pages and YouTubers, and every day it's like, in this particular source, this credible source, or breaking news, this manager's going to sign for us. We're now speaking to this manager. Why is everyone so obsessed with the managers? Like, we know it doesn't matter anymore. Why are they taking their focus off Levy, and now they're trying to make the new manager such a big thing, as if the new manager is going to come in and voila, Serge Aurier is going to be the next Roberto Carlos. I don't understand it. I struggle to understand this.
Listen, I mean,
I could be wrong, by the way. It's just what I see. And what
no,
I think.
no,
you're not wrong. No, you're not wrong.
No, listen, this is the point where it's like I said. Obviously, still, you and me have had this feeling for over a decade, and we have been so adamant that Levy. I don't give. And I think it's just taking. I think, do you know what it is? I actually think the last straw should have been when he sat Mourinho before a final. And I think now, it's got to the point where we've been led down the garden path so much of the players we might bring in. Like, if we get linked with someone, we're like, oh yeah, of course, yeah, we're going to get him. Like Levy's going to pay the money. It's because the only kind of thing we have hope of doing is signing a decent manager. And yes, they're deflecting from the main topic, which is one that I'm not moving away from. But we're just such a joke, such a disgrace, that literally, and this is why I'm really not happy as well that we've only got the one protest on the Saturday. It should be every single game. I've actually made a vow that what I'm going to do, and I hope it's going to gather pace, I'm going to do, when I'm come back to London for 3 weeks, every single day, I don't care what the weather is, I am going to walk from Tottenham Hotspur's training grounds to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium with a Levy Out banner or something and just walk down the street and see how many people join me every single day. So at the end, hopefully, I've got this wild dream that we'll just take over Tottenham High Road with like millions of people marching down. But I'm going to do that every single day that I'm back in London. I'm going to walk from the training grounds to the come wind, rain or shine every single day.
But why do Brian, why do you think fans on YouTube are becoming so obsessed with the next manager now? Why?
Don't make it a whole thing still, because I'm not. I've got.
Not you, but you know what I mean. You see it every day on Twitter and YouTube. There's people that. What's
not
that?
For once. Not for once. I've shouted from the rooftops, and Brian will know why we're not talking about ENIC anymore. I got a stream yesterday titled "New Manager, No Thanks," and it was all concentrated on. So no, unfortunately, they are. The majority of YouTubers are talking about the new manager. Like I've always said, and you know, Stell, I don't give a shit who the new manager is. I don't want a new manager right now. I don't want a new manager. Our priority should be that fucking board. Get that board in order. Not necessarily sell it.
Why do you think? But why do you think the ones on Twitter? It's more Twitter than YouTube. But why do you think they're doing it? That's my question to everyone. Why do you think? Is it because they really do think that a new manager can change this?
Yeah.
Is that what they believe?
Unfortunately, yeah.
I'm amazed by that. You know, it's their opinion. They're allowed to. I just, you know, what does everyone else think?
To be honest with you, I think with some YouTube channels, like, you know, it is about putting out news out there as well. Like everyone knows ENIC is the issue, and I think every YouTuber will speak about ENIC, and I think, you know, it like you do have to, like being a Tottenham YouTuber, you do have to keep up with the day-to-day news and stuff like that. It is what people want to see. But look, quickly, sorry, we have another super chat there from Tinman 007.
Yes,
who cares who the manager is? All our efforts and energy should be on getting these parasites out of the club. We should protest at every game. No, 100%, Tinman. Look, everyone knows my opinion on board and the ENIC and everything else. The protest, fully agree with everything. You know, I'm 100% behind it. But we do also have to care who the new manager is as well. I'm sorry to say we do,
why?
because the last thing we want.
Why? But why?
But why wouldn't you? Like, the thing is, the manager's going to be in place regardless. With ENIC being here and Levy, even if they don't sell, the manager's going to be here regardless. And I speak for myself here, but the last thing I want is my club to be in the Championship. And this is why I'm going mad at everyone calling for Harry Potter. Top 4 was the remit to sack Jose. That was the bar that was set. Now all of a sudden everyone's calling for a manager sitting at 17 because of his XG. You know,
if we show Harry Kane, we are in a relegation fight. I guarantee you.
I agree.
70% of our goals gone.
No, I agree. But look, let's bring in Joe, Kieran, Jordan, and Will on this, because they've been very, very quiet. And big up Tim Man for the super chat, my man.
Just waiting my turn.
So polite.
Joe, take it away. We'll go to Kieran, Jordan, and then down to Will.
Okay. So, in regards to Celios' question, I think fans probably just think that because Mourinho is so shit that any manager that comes in will be better. But sorry, guys, it's not going to happen. But we're here. We see the bigger picture here that the manager isn't going to make one bit of a difference. And there's still some fans who are actually brainwashed by ENIC and still actually back this process. But honestly, they need to go get their heads checked out, because you cannot back these guys anymore, because we've all opened our eyes now, but there's some fans that actually still haven't, and they still support these guys, and I don't know how. Yeah, that's what it is. There's some fans that are still brainwashed. I don't know why.
Do you think, Joe, we should care who the new manager is?
To an extent, yes, but the bigger picture is the board at the end of the day.
Yeah, 100%. Kieran, what's your opinions, man?
I think it's a mixture of things. To answer Stell's question, obviously, like I said, there are news pages, fan channels that at the end of the day are just trying to keep up to date news regarding Tottenham stuff. I think there's a lot of fans out there that I think they just don't necessarily care too much about ENIC. There's a portion of them. I've seen people backing ENIC on Twitter. And I've seen someone was posting about, they'd said something about ENIC out on Facebook, and loads of people were jumping on them for it. There is people in the fan base genuinely who don't think Levy or Renick have done wrong, and I think those are a portion of people. I think there's some people online who are too afraid to go against the club or Levy or Renick. So, there's a few of them. But I think ultimately, look, the manager isn't the most important thing. The most important thing is getting Levy and Renick out of the club. But the truth is, it's not going to be we go to one protest and then they're out. So the thing is, the manager that does come in is still important. So if we get Gareth Southgate, are you going to be even more pissed off than you are now? Or are you just going to go, well, it doesn't matter? Like, you are most likely going to feel a bit more pissed off that we're going to got Gareth Southgate on top of all the shit that's already going on. So I think the manager does matter. If we went and got a championship manager who's mid-table in the championship, we're all going to care at the end of the day. I think a lot of people still care about who the manager that comes in is, whether that's a big issue or not. Obviously, it's not. People still care who is coming in at the end of the day, and I think that's why a lot of people are commenting on it.
Yeah. No, yeah, 100%. Jordan, what about you, my man?
No, look, it's a very good point that Stadios raised there, and I think from my point of view, if you ask 99% of Spurs fans, they will tell you that Renick and Levy are the board, Levy and the board are the problem. But I think part of this sort of talking about managers all the time is people are trying to hang on to every little bit of hope that they have of trying to make this better, considering how bad things are. And I think the best way of doing that is trying to hang on to these names of these sort of more high-profile managers. I'm not talking about the Gareth Southgates or the Graham Potters. I'm talking about the likes of the Ten Hags, the Brendan Rodgers, the Julian Nagelsmann. And they're just trying to, personally, I think, in a little bit in denial about how bad things are with Levy, Renick and the board. And they're just trying to hang on to that because that's the only hope that we have left. But in regards to, does it really matter about the manager? I can see where people are coming from in terms of it's important because we don't want to be falling down the table rapidly. But I think everyone needs to look at the bigger picture, to be honest with you. And I do think that is the board. And can I just say one thing as well? If Ryan Mason does stay for whatever reason, he's not doing himself any favours at the moment in terms of how he's dealing with himself in the media press conferences.
Honestly, press conferences are so lame.
If he continues like that, fans are going to slowly turn on him because he's really not doing himself any favours there.
He's 29.
It's quite clear that Levy's put a smoke screen over it, or he's using Ryan Mason as his puppet or his yes man.
That's exactly what he's doing with Ryan Mason, though, because it's a smart move by Renick and Levy, to be honest.
As much as I love the guy, Ryan Mason thought he's Spurs through and through, but he's, as I said, he's really not helping himself at the moment.
Keep him in.
But no, they're just Renick are pulling the wool over eyes again with this one because they know fans are going to find it very hard to criticise the guy. You know what I mean? So it's Levy are winning. But like Michael Bennett says here, Will Stewart has been very quiet. He's been waiting very patiently for his turn. And now he wants Will to go for it. So Will, let's go.
Go for it, Will.
Yeah, and there was another gentleman in the chat that hadn't been introduced yet. I need no introduction. No, I'm kidding.
No, you don't need any introduction, lad. You don't. That's the thing.
The reason why I'm being very patiently quiet is, excuse me, is I wanted to relish in the fact of saying, I told you so. I've been looking back at this since the whole Jose in, Jose out thing. And what was the reason I was agnostic? Because it wouldn't matter who you brought in, right? People think I'm joking when I said you could bring in Ted Lasso or do whatever. No, I'm serious. Bring him in. At least we can get the money for the season 3 from Apple, right? Like, I mean, you think that brought in a lot of, the Amazon documentary brought in some cash, let's do a live, Ted Lasso season 3 at Tottenham Hotspur next season. Because the reason why it was everybody was you know, the performances, the way we're playing, blah, blah, it's all on Jose. No, it's not. It's not. It was the players, and the players still being there as a result of the board and Enoch and the crap that he's done, and Levy being so. How many times did I say? How many times did you see Levy in the documentary pining over Christian Eriksen? Please get him. Please get him in. Please, you know, talk to him again. Please do whatever.
If the number isn't right, and I know it's not what you want to hear.
You know, and he's talking to him about, you know, I'm not going to sell you if I can't get what I need out of you. You know, regardless of, he's basically telling Christian Eriksen, that's a quote right there.
If the number isn't right, and I know it's not what you want to hear.
If I can't sell you for what I want, I'm not going to sell you. Tough shit.
Why is he in the canteen having breakfast with the players? You're the chairman of the club.
Yeah. Shouldn't even be.
You're supposed to be on the phone, growing the club, finding us players, making more money. He's having breakfast with the players. Hey, hi, how you doing? What are you doing,
his own vanity, for his own vanity.
I'm telling you, he's buying his own friends. He has no friends.
The boys.
His only supporter is an 80-year-old skeleton sitting in a boat in the Bahamas, and he has no friends, so he has to buy them. So he buys the players, or his own little puppets. He toys around and plays with them, and he's not going to sell them unless he can get it out, right? And so it doesn't matter. And even yesterday, I had a show. I do keyword searches on YouTube. As a responsible YouTuber who wants to grow my channel, that's what I have to do. So I had to look to see what words were trending in this particular Tottenham sphere world. And it was Ryan Mason, you know, and new manager and all this. So what was the title of my show? You know, Ryan Mason, who comes in after Ryan Mason. And what did we talk about, Bob? To some people disliking my stream was because we hardly talked about the manager himself, because both Bob and I said, doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. Like, I may have preferences on who comes in, right? I don't want to see Ron Weasley coaching our club. I don't want to see, you know, Dobby on the sideline, you know, throwing socks around, stealing socks from players out of the dressing room. I don't. There are certain people that I don't want to see in the club, but for me, it doesn't matter. It didn't matter 6 months ago. It didn't matter 5 months ago, because the dead wood is still here. Daniel Levy is part of that deadwood, and we have to, as a fan base, unite together. And at the very least, right, focus, like I talked about on Simon's show yesterday, getting Daniel Levy the sack as the chairman of the club, running the day-to-day. He can still own 30%, but he's got to be out of the operations of the club. That's a far easier job. That's step one. Then we can go to step two and get Enoch out as a whole. And that's why I told people during the thing, protest. I want people to protest. I want people to protest. I want people to protest. I got a lot of stick. A lot of the people in the comments here, I got a lot of stick from you. I said protest, but we also have to hit them in the money is. Go after the sponsors. Stop buying Nike. People are going out to the protests and going to the club shop beforehand, holding bags in their hand with a club Enoch out sign in their hand. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, do you think Daniel Levy, secretly, the way he micromanages everything, deep down, he actually wants to manage the team himself?
Then let him. I say you let him. If I was Ryan Mason, quit. Walk out.
But he knows. But he knows he can't put himself in charge because he's so bad at picking managers and not backing him that eventually he'll have to sack himself.
Yeah, of course. Just quickly, lads. Just quickly before we continue on the conversation, Tim Man 007 says we have the most undemanding fans, and Levy has converted some of our fans into accountants. But who do you guys think we will end up with? And first of all, Tim Man, I agree about undemanding. I've been saying this for so long, you know, and you know, you can. I'm telling you now, go back and watch streams. Go back and watch a stream on Premier Hotspur. All these channels I've gone on. That, you know, people have been trying to tell me top four is a trophy. People were trying to tell me top four is a trophy, you know, well, if that's what we can get every season. And I agree, we do have the most undemanding fan base ever when people are settling for top four. I couldn't give a rat's about top four. I want to be holding the Premier League at the end of the season. You know what I mean? I want to be lifting the FA Cup, League Cup. I want to be going down into deep stage Champions League every season. And just to settle for top four, I agree with you, Tim Man. We do have the most undemanding fan base. And big yourself up with a super chat. I really do agree with it.
For me, like I said, I still too. The reason why I was for top four over trophies was for what reason, still? Titles. I expect the club to win titles, right? Not energy drink cups. That's great. Like if we do it, I'm going to clap and I'm going to cheer. I want to win titles. I want us to go in and want not only just titles, back to back titles. Right? It may never happen in my lifetime, but that's what I want. That's my desire for the club.
I think we all want that. Deep down, we all want that. I don't think we should turn our noses at trophies when they do present us. Like, look at the way Man City celebrated that shitty Carabao Cup. We would have celebrated like that as well. You know, it's still a trophy. There's only 3 trophies domestically you can win. And that's my point. We shouldn't turn our back on them. That's all. I agree with you. I want the Premier League as well. Of course I do.
But we'll never win a Premier League as long as Daniel Levy's in charge.
I was just going to say, I think the point as well about Levy wanted to manage a team. I think on Sunday, on that cup final, that was Daniel Levy starting 11, and they were Daniel Levy's substitutions. Yeah. And I think that tells you everything you need to know.
And that's why I called out Ryan Mason for it, and I got heat from the Spurs fan base. Everybody's calling me, you know, that I wasn't a true fan, that I was a paper fan because, it's not Ryan Mason's fault. Yes, he was.
You know, this morning on TalkSport, they had Neil Warnock, the football manager, and they said to him, they said that the panel couldn't understand why Tottenham sacked Jose Mourinho 6 days before the final. They said, you know, what would possess you to sack the man that got to the final? Sack him after. Why would you do it? And Neil Warnock said the only possible reason that you would do that is because Daniel Levy had it in his contract that there's a trophy bonus, and whether they won the trophy or not, the economics stacked up that it makes more sense to sack him in case he wins it. He put money ahead of the trophy, and that's the next manager that said that.
Ian Holloway said the same thing on a podcast I was listening to.
That's 2 managers, David, now. 2.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a disgrace.
That's unacceptable. That is fucking outrageous, man. Do you know what?
He's making his bed, and he's going to end up sleeping in it.
I'm going to lose it, honestly. I can't believe we have someone running the club that would do something. That is sabotage. That is sabotage, man. I'm livid. That's unacceptable, man.
No, it is. It's a joke. And the thing is, all these managers talk. If people think managers don't talk, you're sadly mistaken. They talk. And, you know, the first thing anyone that gets offered a job, they're going to ring Pochettino. They're going to ring Jose Mourinho. And straight away, the 2 of them are just going to say, stay away. Stay away. Yeah. But to answer Tim Mann's second part of the question, lads, I'll go around to each one of you and get a name off you. But he wants to know who you do want in charge. So we'll start with Brian and work our way around.
Okay, I'm going to say my piece and then I'm going to have to go because I've got to start preparing for the 2 Brians. I've kept saying, don't be surprised if we hire Dora the Explorer the way it's going. And she's still in the hat. If Giovanni Trapattoni's up for it, Dora the Explorer's still in there. Listen, I honestly, this is the thing. You can only say who you want. You can't say who do we think, because we've apparently gone for an 82-year-old in Trapattoni, Rijkaard, a manager that hasn't managed for 10 years, and Gareth Southgate. And apparently 10 hot. It's ridiculous. I don't even know. And like I said, my stance on this, I don't care. I don't care. But on that note, I will leave you because I've got...
hang on. You're not getting away that easy. I said I want a name. You're not going away without giving me a name, Brian.
Who do I want? Maurizio Pochettino.
That'll do. I'll take that.
That's who I want.
Accept that. But look, give the show that you're going on to a quick plug, my man.
Yeah, we're doing it at 7 o'clock. We're doing a couple of extra. There's 2 new features today. There's going to be. We thought, you know what? We thought I'm famous for my rants, and Tottenham Away has the home of the famous ranter. So every beginning of the show at 7 p.m. there's going to be a Daigle rant. So this one is all going to be funny enough about one person and one person only. And the people that do watch it, and the people that have been on it, like Will, yourself, obviously Stel, and everyone, it literally comes to the point where we've had this correct score prediction game, but no one's bloody doing the forfeits because we're not predicting the scores right. Well, today, we're doing it different. We're going to say at the beginning of the show, we're going to give everyone 10 minutes to think of the forfeit. Only the people that are listening or watching can put comments in. And we're going to make sure that these forfeits happen, because what we're going to say now is win, lose or draw. If I get it right, Ireland's got to do the forfeit live on the next 2 Brians. If he gets it right, I will be doing it.
Got to play.
And if we both get it wrong, if we both get it wrong, we're doing it. There's no correct score. It's just
Price is Right rule.
Huh?
You know the Price is Right rules?
Yep.
Yeah.
You just got to do it by Price is Right rules. Then everybody has to do it every week.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Win, lose or draw. Win, lose or draw. One of us will be doing a forfeit every single week. and that's starting tonight. So I want the comments to come in and enjoy and watch the rant. And obviously we've got the fan show as well coming on after we've had a little talk. So David and everyone, thank you. And as I said, I'm going to be the first one to say this. I'm not going to say what you normally say. Leave me out!
That's what I'm talking about. But honestly, when I'm finished, it's get over to Tottenham away and check out the two show with the two Bryans. It's an absolute cracker of a show. And what more over carrot do you need to be able to get over there and give them absolutely ridiculous forfeits? You know what I mean? So what more do you need to get over there? Of course, when this stream ends, but I will be ending it by the time they go live. But Joe, look, I want to name off you. What manager would you like to see come in?
Oh, sure, David, it has to be Giovanni Trapattoni, man. Bring back Sean. Bring back Sean. Bring back Sean Ledger, Paul McShea, and Ben Whelan. We'll bring all the boys back together. And,
Damien Duff.
I don't know, man. Like, I think we just throw the bank at Brendan Rodgers and see what he says. And I don't know. After that, to be honest, any appointment now is going to be underwhelming, to be honest.
Yeah. I go along the lines of that.
Nagelsmann, Rodgers, and Ten Hag are my three options. So it doesn't look like any of them are happening. So yeah, just throw the bank at Brendan Rodgers, offer whatever he wants, promise him the sun, moon, and the stars, and yeah, see it go from there.
Yeah, look, to be honest with you, Brendan Rodgers, like, he's one I didn't want because I didn't want to have to go down this 4 or 5 year cycle again. But I think I'm just going to have to accept it. That's the way we're going to go. So he'd probably be my man to come in, I suppose. But Jordan, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I said it at the beginning. I'm beyond that point of really caring. Before Nagelsmann was, got the Bayern Munich job, I said Nagelsmann. Before Ten Hag signs a new contract at Ajax, I said Ten Hag. Myself personally, not keen on the Brendan Rodgers route. I would probably still say Ten Hag, to be honest with you. Even though it's not happening, he would still be my man.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Stel, I know this is probably going to give you a headache because you don't want to give an answer, but I'm pressing you for one, my man. What manager do you want to name in next?
Bobby Singh.
Come on.
Stick him in.
No, I'm not letting you away with it. I pressed Brian Daigle for an answer and I was afraid he's going to take my head off. So I'm pressing you for an answer.
Well,
if you had to pick one.
I was going to say Brendan Rodgers, but the way it's looking now is Spurs are trying to offer him triple his salary to bring him over. What does that say? If you say no, but he'll say no for the right money, that means he's coming for the money. That's not the manager you want. You don't want someone in because of the money. That's why Mourinho came. This is another disaster waiting to happen. I'll probably go for Christopher Galtier, the manager at Lille. They don't have a lot of money. He knows how to bring through the youth. They're playing some fantastic football, and it looks like they might win the French league. But Lille have got good sporting directors in place, and they've got good scouting system. So you're going to need some of that. Whoever comes in is going to need their whole restructure built around them as well. But if it's just manager, Christopher Galtier.
Yeah, that's a very good shout, actually. A very good shout. Kieran, who do you want in next?
Funny enough, same answer as Stel.
Yeah.
Wasn't a manager I thought too much of until Jack actually mentioned it when we were on stream last week. At first it was Nagelsmann. And then it was kind of like Ten Hag, yeah, I'd take him. I don't think he's the answer to our prayers, but I'd take him. But yeah, Gaultier as well. Apparently, he might be off to Nice. Apparently, Nice are trying to come in for a minute.
Yeah, it looks very likely.
Apparently, they have new owners as well.
Nice are more attractive than Tottenham. Nice, this is where we're at. Nice.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Nice.
This is
that's the Stockport.
Stel's going to be looking like Brian Daigle by the time this stream is over.
David, that's the Stockport of France. You might as well go to Blackpool. It's the same thing. Nice, Blackpool. It's unbelievable.
No, it is. But Bobby,
anyone who doesn't want to come to us can fuck off. So not Nagelsmann, Haag, Brendan Rodgers. You can go and fuck yourselves. Not obviously don't want Southgate. You know my feelings. Ryan Mason should be there, but if we are going to have to go to a manager, and the regime are going to sort themselves out, regardless, it's going to be very unlikely. I'm suddenly thinking Conte. Purely and simply, he's got the guts to tell the board to go and fuck themselves. He's got a bit about him, and he's got a bit of authority, and he's won stuff in the Premier League. It's very unlikely.
Could you imagine Harry Winks telling him he's not going to do something Conte wants him to do?
Exactly.
He'd eat him up, man.
Exactly.
He'd put salt and pepper on him and eat him like a steak.
He's fucking scary, Dave, isn't he? He's scary. So just for his aura and just for his authority around it. A lot of people say, "Oh, is Jose Mourinho another version of Jose?" I don't think so. I think we saw when he won the league with Chelsea, he adapted. Jose never was able to do that. Yeah, the players had a lot to do with it, but Conte adapted a couple of times. He went from 4 to a 3. He stayed with it. He moulded players who were playing out of position. I mean, he made Victor Moses one of the best wing backs in the Premier League.
He's got his work cut out of Aurier Doherty then.
Well, exactly, mate. Exactly. But at least he'll come in and get him to fucking do something. But like I say, again, I'll only want him in if the board have got something sorted. If they haven't, Ryan Mason in.
Do you know what, Bob? Yeah. They won't bring him in for the simple reasons he is that type of person that will go and tell the players to fuck off. And the thing is, when he got dismissed by Chelsea, he went and sued him for wrong dismissal. The board, the board won't want anyone like that. Like we said, they want a puppet, someone who's just going to come in and go, "Oh my god, I'm so grateful to have this opportunity. Thanks a million." Just
great. The question was, who would you want in? And for me, Conte, because I'll tell you what, he'll ruffle a few fucking feathers.
100%. And we'll get Will's manager choice, and then we'll go around for everybody for a director football. But from Rob C's comment here, but Will, what manager would you prefer to come in, man?
People don't like my choice. I want Nuno. He wants to come. His agent's already asked. I like the way that he plays football. I think he's a mix between Pochettino's style and Mourinho's style. He can batter the lower teams when he wants to batter the lower teams, and he can play pragmatic against the bigger sides when he needs to play pragmatic against the bigger sides.
He can't defend. Every team he's had, they can't defend.
Neither can our team now, so he's a good match.
To be fair, though,
one of the best defenses in the Premier League last season.
They were one of the best defensive teams. I think it was like they had like.
The problem he's got this season,
they came 7th. They came 7th last year.
It's their attacking prowess. They had one of the top 3 defenses in the season last year.
Yeah.
And they came 7th.
They lost the best defender, didn't they, in Doherty? So
great lads. Great lads. The super chats are absolutely.
I would take a lot of their center backs. You wouldn't take Cody?
Cody, 100%.
Yeah, probably would. Yeah, I would. But look, lads, super chats are flying in here. The super chats are flying in. So, lads, I want an answer off everybody quickly for Rob C. Who do you want? He says, who do you guys want as director of football to make sure Levy keeps his filthy fingers out of the football side of things? So, Joe, we'll go with you quickly, and we'll walk our way around the panel again there.
Lewis Campos, if he's still at work, or even just a proper scouting network, I wouldn't even mind either. Doesn't have to be a direct football, just a proper scouting network that identifies the right players.
Yeah, fair enough, Jordan.
Yeah, I think before we got snapped up, I think we were all sitting here going, "Get Lewis Campos in," because he's the guy for the job. I was saying that all along, personally. So I say him as well. But I haven't even got past thinking about a manager yet, let alone a sporting director. So who knows? To be honest with you, who knows?
Yeah, Stel.
Daniel Levy's son. I think he's perfect. He's got all the right skill set. He knows the club well. He knows how to shaft us. Breed him in now. Ragnick, the one we spoke about, the guy who the director at the Leipzig, the Red Bull group.
He's gonna be our manager.
I'd make him director. That's what you.
Yeah, I would too.
Levy would probably appoint him as manager, and director of football just save himself a bit of money. That's
exactly what's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen.
So true. But lad, who do you want in, man?
Ranić, like maybe some people don't know about him, but if you actually go and listen to him just in like panels that he's actually been on, listen to him. I think he'd do a good job, but yeah, let's not get him in as manager. If anything, just director of football. Get Levy out of the football side, and then get someone who can manage the players. I think that's
director of English football or American football, because we're doing both now.
Yeah.
Bobby, who do you want in as director of football, man?
Yeah. Again, like the manager, it's irrelevant who we get in. The director of football needs a budget to work around. Unless he's got a budget, he can't do his job properly. So it's irrelevant. But out of everyone, Campos probably,
100%. Will, director of football?
I can tell you right now, the only way they're going to keep Daniel Levy's grimy, greedy, grubby, evil hands out of the football is to chop them off. So, yeah, director of football would be. I mean, if I was in charge, I'd pick Ragnick probably. But yeah, the board has to be dissolved, has to be reformed. Joe Lewis, you own 70%. He's making Daniel Levy is tarnishing your name. Give him the sack today.
It's fair enough. And who's gone there? Bob's gone. But before we get Danny's points, I'll just catch up on some of these super chats. Rob Smith says, who is really going to want to come to Spurs? We have been through so many managers the last 20 years. Come on, you Spurs.
Nobody.
Yeah, 100%. But like Brian Daigle said, you have to end your super chats now in Enoch out. # Enoch out. But no, I agree with you. Jeremy Smith also says, we know what the plan is. Buy cheap and sell dear and win nothing. Yeah, 100%. Too dear is to do, or we won't do. Matthew Collins says, hi everyone, because of Levy, we are getting the Dragons' Den treatment from managers. Sorry, I'm out.
Do you know what? It's funny. I seen Cody Mack actually commented earlier in the stream, and he said apparently we've offered as a grab manager the gig, and he said he'd rather stay in prison.
Yeah. He's gone viral. He's gone viral with his tweet.
It's trending now.
Yeah,
is that?
But look, let's welcome what Kieran likes to call Mitroglou. Let's welcome him in. Danny, what's your opinions on everything, man? I'm sure you've been listening in.
He's only got one bun. Yeah. He's only got one bun.
The bun's one bun. No, do you know what, mate? I'll tell you, it was another Cody Cracker from earlier on, right? Who I think is the perfect man for this role. And that is Oscar from Sesame Street. Because he can deal with trash, right? He might have a big contract, but I tell you what, though, I think getting him out of HBO might be a bit of a tough thing, getting the rights to him, mate. I'm telling you. So maybe Daniel Levy might not get him because he might cost a bit too much. So, to be honest with you, I think, fuck it. Daniel Levy is manager, mate. We might as well. He's managing the club already. Fuck it. Why not?
But Daniel Levy already hired Ted Lasso for a commercial spot. He might as well hire him on as a manager.
Yeah. Fuck it,
what I want to know is how cold is it in Danny's room? Fucking hell, mate. Like an Eskimo.
Yeah.
I've been outside, mate.
Big up Rob Smith, though. He says Enoch out. He came back in with another super chat just to get Enoch out. Brian Daigle will be pleased. But big up Brian C, Rob Smith, Matthew Collins, and Jeremy Smith, all for the super chats. There's a lot of Robs. Rob must like this channel, all the Robs out there. But Danny, we were talking about director of football. So who do you want in as your director of football? Because we do need one.
Ideally, in a realistic world, I would want Ragnick as our director of football. I think that's the only choice. For me, if it's not him, fuck everyone else. There's who else is really going to do a job at Spurs? Like,
Luis Campos not bad.
But he's not going to come Spurs. Levy ain't going to get him.
Who's Ragnick?
Ragnick's not in a job, is he?
No, he's not in a job. The thing is, though, he probably won't come to us. He turned down Chelsea as like the interim manager. Chelsea said he doesn't want anything like small term, like interim or anything like that. And he probably will view the Tottenham job the same way, won't he?
Right.
Why would he want to come there for 6 months?
Inspector E says here, Ragnick likes the January transfer window, so he won't pass the interview with Levy. Probably true. 100%.
Someone said it I think is in the comments, right? Bielsa's manager and Ragnick as the director of football. That for me would be just a match made in heaven.
Another manager that can't defend. Bielsa can't defend.
Yeah, but we're never going to defend Dell. Still, we can't defend for 20 years. We haven't been
No,
defending for 20 years.
Under Poch, we had the best defence in Europe for 2 seasons
What did we
in
win?
a row.
What did we win? Fuck all. We won fuck all.
But he's
What
the
did we
best.
win?
He's the best out of everyone
It
we've
don't
had in
matter.
20 years.
It doesn't matter. All right, let's get someone in then who's going to play beautiful football and we're still going to lose games. It doesn't matter. Honestly,
whoever comes in needs
To be fair,
know
though,
that.
to be
Whoever comes
fair,
in
though,
needs backing.
if you look at the defenders we actually had when we had not Poch, when we had Jan and Toby, like realistically at their best, like we can say that we had a good defensive record, but a lot of it was down to them two and their partnership.
I'm saying this right. That was
Guys,
my
no,
thing.
1 minute.
That was my thing.
Sorry, Kieran.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter who the fuck we get. It does not matter. We could get the best manager in the world. We get the worst manager in the world. Unless this board goes, we are gonna keep doing the same things for the next fucking 20 years. And I'm telling you this now, right? Levy, I'm telling you now, he's got this in his fucking will, yeah? When that man, Joe Lewis, dies, Levy's taking over this club and he's gonna be there for another 40 years. I'm gonna be sitting here with grey fucking pubes, right? And this guy is gonna still be running this club. And I'm telling you this, I'll be 16 years old and I'm still gonna see one fucking League Cup. That's the reality of it.
Mason in.
Mason, I'm
David,
telling
you gotta throw that up there after the super chat because I got a funny thing I want to talk about. I got a new conspiracy for everyone. So
no, I want to do the super chat. I also wanted to ask you a
God.
question, Will, but we'll get your conspiracy first. Timman 007, he says, I would have Harry Redknapp for a year, stabilise the team a bit for next year until there are a better choice of managers out there. Hashtag Enoch out. Look, with Harry Redknapp, look, he was a good manager, but I think he's had his day. Look, he's going to come in, he's going to give all the players what they want, pat on the back, a blow on the back of the balls, tell them how good they are and everything else. A little tickle. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they're still going to find a problem with him. This group of players have been here far too long and have far too much of a say. But look, if it comes down to it, Tin Man, I'll be 100% behind that. I liked Harry as a manager. So big yourself up. And just quickly, we lost Jordan Stevens. Jordan, hope everything's okay. Just drop us a message and let us know if you're coming back, if you want to come back on or that. Anyway, but Will, what's your conspiracy, my man?
throw up that share. I sent you a share screen there. I think that Danny's a little bit wrong. I think that
I can't see it there, Will.
You don't see it? I can see it. You don't see it?
Oh. Is this it?
Yeah, that's it. I think it's Weekend at Bernie's. I think Joe Lewis is already dead, and it wasn't in his will. And so Daniel Levy's got Weekend at Bernie's, and he's just kind of flopping Joe Lewis around like a dead puppet, so that he can stay in control.
Yeah. No.
I think he's already dead.
But Will,
you never see him not wearing those black sunglasses covering up his eyes because his eyes are closed.
Sorry, I said, Stella, I think you wanted to say something there.
No, I wanted to touch on what Kieran said. You talk about Jan Vertonghen and Toby Alderweireld being a good partnership. We had Ledley King and Michael Dawson, which were a good partnership, but we were defensively better under Poch with those centre-backs. The reason is because of the way they were coached. Yeah, they're quality players. You need quality players, otherwise you can't coach them. But when you look, when we played the high pressing game, the whole team pushed up. Jan Vertonghen and Dawson kept a 10-metre distance apart, so they never got split, so no one could play a ball through the middle. And then if we attacked down the right side, Danny Rose would tuck into a free. If we attacked down the left, Kyle Walker would tuck over, then we got a free. And Dyer always sat just in front, so if the counter-attack came when the wing-back was pushed up, Dyer would shuffle over, not putting the centre-backs out of position. That was coached, and we were brilliant at it. So that's why when I say Nuno can't defend, Bielsa can't defend, because when I watch them, I look at them defensively when they push up and they lose the plot. Under Poch, we never lost the plot. Towards the last year, we did, but that's because we need a refresh and he never got it. And Kyle Walker was no way replaced. Danny Rose began to get tired. Dyer went to shit. When Yama's legs were going, we didn't replace Dembele. So that's why it began to unravel for him. But I do think, Danny, that if you bring in a manager that doesn't know how to defend, all this football you talk about, we want to attack. Fine, attack. We're going to get ripped on the counter, which is why Jose kept playing low blocks, because he knew if we attack, we're going to get ripped. And you need to do both as a manager, defend and attack.
Can I just touch on what you're saying? I'm not saying that the coach has nothing to do with defense. It's not a thing of being coached. But I'm also saying, like, you know, like
you need good players as well. You need good players
necessarily, you know, I'm just saying, like, he doesn't necessarily have the most amazing backline. Not saying he is the greatest coach and he can coach a team to be a great defensive team. But I'm saying, like, I don't know if we can really take too much from a side that's just come from the Championship, not really spent much into their defence.
Bielsa's centre-backs are better than Sanchez and Dyer.
Yeah, they are. 100%.
Yeah, actually, yeah. To be fair,
How many points are they
We've
behind
got
us?
awful centre-backs.
How many points are they behind us?
Callum Phillips as well in midfield, shields the back four very well.
Yeah, he's a good player. Do you know what? That's a player I wouldn't mind at Tottenham, you know. He's a good player.
Calvin Phillips.
Yeah.
Calvin Phillips there.
He'd do a better job than what most of the
His,
players.
his work. See,
Way
the
better
one
than
thing. The
Winks.
one thing I give Bielsa is the one thing I will give Bielsa is his players work damn hard, man. They work hard.
But who did that as well?
Do you think these players are going to do that running under Bielsa, or they're just going to go Frank Kennedy again?
No one is. Of course,
They will in the beginning, like they did for Mourinho, because they buy into him. But if it starts going wrong, the Deadwood will switch off, and they'll and then the whole team will drop a level because the players that are still switched on, they can't do it by themselves. It's a team effort, and that's what happened to Pochettino. 3-4 players said, "Oh, do you know what? We're done with Poch football," and the whole thing comes down now. That's why you got to keep refreshing. That's why Alex Ferguson every year he bought 2 or 3 players to give everyone a kick up the arse.
Do you know what? I saw that's what Poch wanted to do. It looked like the way he used to talk about things, the way he used to talk about Spurs, he looked like he wanted to follow that model, like refresh the players and even key players like every couple of years, because you need to if you want to stay at the same level year in, year out. And
Sacking Pochettino was the biggest mistake Daniel Levy has ever made as the chairman of Tottenham. And he's regretting it every day now. Mark my words.
100%. And I tell you one thing, we're never going to recover from this unless they spend ridiculous money, get rid of the Deadwood, and get someone who can
We've got to do what Will said. Get rid of them all. You know?
I agree. Literally, get rid of them all. And
speaking of Will,
that's not going to happen. So we're doomed at the moment.
Speaking of Will, actually, I do want to ask him a question. Just get this super chat. It's Jordo Stevens. He says, "Sorry lads, phone died. It's a sign that I need sleep and dream of Spurs winning trophies. Thanks for getting me on, David. It was a pleasure. Enoch out." Well, Jordan, what I will say is be careful about dreaming about Spurs winning trophies, because you probably will wake up with a raging hard on. You know what I mean? It's like porn watching Spurs lift trophies nowadays. It's that, you know, that's how excited you'll be once you see us lift a trophy. And Matthew Collins says here, "I've got a worrying feeling that Southgate is a done deal. Hope not. Hashtag Enoch out." Look, if Southgate's a done deal, I'm going to lose my shit, to be honest.
Southgate isn't a done deal. Every Spurs fan, listen here, every Spurs fan needs to fucking riot. Because if he's the manager, I'm fucking rioting. I'm going down to the stadium. I don't give a shit about that stadium. I'll fucking destroy it. I don't care. That cannot happen. That cannot happen.
What do you think the fans will do if Southgate's announced?
Oh, mate, there's going to be riot.
They'll do what the Marseille fans done. They'll do what Marseille fans done. They'll just storm down to the training ground and go straight through it. And I don't think Levy will be able to get back into the stadium for another match, to be honest, if that happens.
Do you know what? Like, I can't help but just laugh whenever anyone says Southgate as Tottenham manager, because such a thing. Like, if you look at surely they can't seriously think this is a good decision. Even if you look on all social media platforms, anyone who isn't a Tottenham fan, who's from England, is going, yeah, that'd be a good appointment. That'd be a good appointment. Get him out of England, because they don't want him in England. So why are they saying? You know, why are we sitting? Why are we as Tottenham fans are going? We don't want him. So why would the board look at it when everyone else is? You know, it's clearly.
Do you know what the worst thing is, right?
David, you had a question for me, though.
Sorry,
you had a question for me, though.
Yes, I do. Just Matthew Collins says, Danny, that he'll join you. Will, so Nuno Espirito Santo, whatever you want to call him, from Wolves. He's not a name that too many people are mentioning. He's not a name that too many people are mentioning. And Arthur Everett actually mentioned this name to me before. Look, I'm not sold on the idea, but I can see why you want him. So try and sell me the idea and tell me why you want this guy in.
First of all, I don't think he doesn't seem like he has a personality that's a yes man type. He seems that he's not a pushover. Like players aren't going to. He's not going to start his mates on the weekend in a cup final that haven't played in 6 months. Shots fired, Ryan Mason. He's not going to. He has a solid style. It's there. It's evident. You may not like it, but he has a system, and he plays in it. And although this season, after losing Jota, after losing Jimenez, and having some serious injuries in the back, I think they'll still finish in the top 10 this season as Wolves. We brought him up out of the Champions League, immediately put him into Europe spaces, got to the quarterfinals in the Europa League. I think that out of all the managerial option, would you rather have a guy who's done that, right? Gotten out of the championship, got into Europe, got to the quarterfinals of the competition he was in Europe, has kept his team at least in the top half of the table since they've been in the Premier League, or do you want to grab some guys in 17th and 18th because they look fancy and one looks like Ron Weasley and the other one
just on you said you want to win the Premier League. You said you want the Premier League. You haven't sold me at all with Nuno that you're going to get your Premier League though.
Another team be a lot more solid defensively. Wolves' biggest key last season and how they were successful as they were is that they were solid defensively, but they were also playing against slower teams. He would come out and attack. They were battering sides 4 and 5-0 on the lower half of the table, and they were coming out and they were beating top 6 sides 1-0. They were scraping last-minute wins. They were fighting to the end with average players. These are a lot of these players. They have spent some money. We were talking about they had to build up from a championship side to a Premier League side.
Mourinho, Jimenez, Jota, Traore.
I was talking about them before they came into the Premier League. Is my point.
Can I just on Nuno though. He does have a link to that agent that brought all the players into Wolves. Along with Wolves, they have a link with this agent. And just my thing with it is that he could have that agent. He could have that link with that agent, but Tottenham aren't going to fund the transfers.
David, it's the chairman of Wolves that's got the link, actually.
Yeah,
it's the chairman of Wolves that's got the link, not the manager.
What I've seen from Wolves this season, right? They play pragmatic football as well. They play counter-attacking football. Don't get it twisted that they play attacking football. From what I've watched this season, from them, they've scraped the wins, right? That they have scraped. But it's because they've countered and they've sat back the whole game. Like they haven't been full out attacking like they were in their when they first came up. This season
they have no attackers. They have Neto.
Neto and Traore.
They have lost attack.
And they've got they have.
Traore's been out most of the season injury.
Let's hear Joe's. Let's get Joe's thoughts. Joe's been very quiet there. What do you think on Nuno, Joe?
That doesn't really excite me, to be honest.
No.
I don't know. Do you know what? I don't have anything against Nuno. I think the big thing that like puts me off him is just. I think the big thing that puts me off him is like realistically. I think if you look at all the teams, a lot of people probably think that Wolves have been the most disappointing team this season compared to last season, and have had struggles. I think that's probably what puts a lot of people off Lofto, just because of that. Yeah, they're kind of been like one of the more disappointing teams from what we expected. I'm not saying that they have been, but I think that's just the general thoughts on Wolves as a whole. I think personally, actually, that they have been a little bit disappointing this season, but I think part of that is due to their injuries.
Kieran, do you know what's interesting? This season is probably the worst season for anyone. I'm going to defend Nuno a bit here. This is probably the worst season ever to really assess what a manager's about, because so much has been thrown at them. This COVID season, the start, 3 games a week. Clearly, a lot of clubs have had a lot of injuries this season because the players are fatigued, they're overplayed, and some clubs can sustain injuries. Others, they go into meltdown because they don't have that squad depth, the quality in depth. So it's no surprise to me that City, United, Chelsea are in that top 3 group because they've got the bigger squads with the most quality and they're sustaining the injuries. Whereas the other clubs, and for that reason, I think, you know what, I'll defend both of you guys on this and say, I think it's very, very hard to assess any manager this season, including Jose.
Do you know what?
Wolves were one of the funnest teams to watch in the 18-19 season.
as a
two
neutral.
years ago, they were brilliant. Will they were brilliant?
See, I'm not saying I would take Nuno. I'm saying like from last season. If you asked me last season, would I have taken him? Like maybe, probably. To be honest, yeah, probably I would have. This season, though, I think it's a bit of a different story. But like you said, and this is kind of the point, it's a bit of just a weird.
What would we look like if Harry Kane went out with a head injury for the whole season?
Yeah, they've got their main striker in Jimenez is gone for near enough the whole
But they
season.
did spend a fortune on that young lad, though, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We spent a fortune on Johansson too, and look how that turned out.
He's a raw talent guy who they bought. He's a raw talent. He's still he's like 18, 19?
19, yeah.
He's young. He can become. You can see.
He looks sharp. He doesn't. His finished product is poor, but he looks sharp.
Do you know which managers really impressed me this season? And I'm going to say it. They're not the best to watch, but from a management perspective, David Moyes deserves manager of the season this year if West Ham get top 4. He got rid of the players that didn't want to work hard for him. He brought in players that he knew were going to do what he needed for his way. And those players are fighting for him whether he can keep that going every year, I don't know. But when he was at Everton, it was that same thing. Nobody wanted to go to Goodison Park when David Moyes was manager. You knew you were in for a game. Do you know what? If we're talking about just stabilising the club, that could be a manager just to stabilise it until we figure out what.
Do you know what, Stel?
I never thought
there is no plan. At the stage. I never thought we'd be at the stage where we'd be talking about David Moyes.
Do you know what?
I agree with you. You make a valid point there. I actually do think he should get manager of the season. I think he's done a great job at West Ham.
I think he should
talk about David Moyes at Tottenham. I never thought we'd ever see the day.
It's kind of like a redemption story for him in a way as well this season. Because if you think of it, 2 years ago he was like a living meme. Like you mentioned his name at all, it was memes. Like it was. He's considered a meme, and you look at what he's done this season with West Ham. He's completely changed him.
Jesse Lingard has been written off. He takes him in, and he's turned him into one of the best players in that club right now, and one of the most informed players in the league. The manager clearly has got something about him. I just think Man United. Some managers, certain jobs are just too big for them.
No, but the thing is, I'm going to defend him on that.
They can't do it.
They gave him, what was it, 7 months? How can you give a manager 7 months? I mean. And also, they didn't get exactly who he wanted. Like I reckon if they'd given him time and got in and let him implement his style and his philosophy with the players as well, I reckon he would have done a good job at United. Why do you think Sir Alex Ferguson picked him? He picked him for a reason.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget, he brought through Wayne Rooney as well, David Moyes. That was under his watch.
I genuinely think that sacking him was one of their biggest mistakes as well, because I think he would have done really well. He did. Yeah, he did.
Progress squad.
Yeah,
but look,
lads, he didn't get to build the squad he wanted to build.
Look, lads, we've 10 minutes left before Tottenham away go live. I don't want to be going past them when they're going live. You know what I mean? So I am gonna end it off here. But before I do, I want to give everyone one last chance to, if they have something to say, get it off their chest quickly, and then we'll go around and let everyone plug themselves. Joe, have you anything you want to say?
I think I've said enough now. This yeah. I don't know. I'm spent, man. Spent.
Yeah, I can see it in you, man. You're just dejected.
Tottenham have drained me.
Yeah, they're dejected. He's dejected. You can tell he's just pissed off. He's had enough. But Joe, look, why don't you tell everyone where they can find you, man?
You can follow me on Twitter at Joe Grimes8 if you want to have me on your stream, or hit me up on Instagram at Joe Grimes _97. Yeah, if you want to have me on your stream, I'd be happy to come on and have a chat with you. So, yeah.
100%. Big yourself up, Joe. Thanks very much for coming on tonight, man. I really do appreciate your time.
No, I love coming on and interacting with all you guys and the Harris Army as well. So, big up yourselves, boys.
Harris.
Big up, Joe. Thank you. And then the Near Post podcast says, love from County Meath, man. Big yourself up, man. Love from County Kildare. Kieran, anything else you want to say? And letting people know where they can find you, my man.
Nah, not really much else to say. I think my head's a bit scrambled with everything going on. But you can find me at let's_talkspurs on Twitter. And I believe you might be coming up with your own channel. Yeah, I will be soon. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Go on, Kieran.
Yeah, 100%. I look forward to it, man. I look forward to it. I love your input, just like I love Joe's as well. So big yourself up, man. Danny, yourself, man.
Yeah, I just think unless this, as we know, this board goes, then we're fucking the next 20 years, mate. I'm gonna be growing grey hairs. I'm gonna be getting more depressed, more stressed out because we're still gonna have that bald-headed prick running the club. Yeah, and until they go, I'm gonna be stuck in this fucking bullshit, to be honest. Yeah, that's about it, really.
Where can everyone find you if they want you?
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter, Danny Kiriakou. We're gonna have a channel coming out hopefully at the beginning of the season, the next season. We're gonna have like a debate channel. It's gonna be a lot of basically bumbling idiots, just chatting shit to each other. So if you fancy watching people being stupid, then yeah, come along and we're gonna get people joining in as well. So yeah, just follow me and listen out for some news on that.
I thought you were describing my channel there, man. It's exactly what this channel is like there.
Geez, Danny, that's not very nice. Talked about me.
But big up Jordan Stevens. He says, great calling show, David. Again, Enoch out. Big yourself up, Jordan. Everyone else, let us know what you thought before we let Will and Stelios plug their stuff. Let us know what you thought of the stream. Let us get it in the comment section. Let us know. Make sure you do smash a like on it and subscribe on the channel if you're new. And if you have appreciated the stream and really enjoyed it, why not send in a super chat and let us know how much. But Will, my guy, where can everyone find you? And have you anything else you want to say before we end off?
Yeah, man. Everybody can come on over to THFC Rants. I'm 3 subscribers away from 500, and I see a lot of people in the chat who I've never seen their name before, so that means they probably aren't subscribed. So if you would do me the favor and just click the button, you don't have to watch my stuff. Just tap the button. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Yeah, just to get over the 500. Just because it's kind of like one of those. It's like you're trying to push the truck up the hill, and once you get to the top, it starts to go.
Look, we have 194 people here. There has to be 3 people, and it was at 220 something. It usually goes down by 50 when we get people start plugging. But there has to be 3. Actually, I'm not ending the stream until we get over to 500. So 3 just have to go over and subscribe. That's how we're going to do this. But sorry, Will. Sorry for interrupting.
And yeah, and also too, we have over there. We have a store, and I got to get permission from Danny to do a shirt from the bun, just the bun, like not your face at all, just the bun, and the shirt is going to say the bun.
Of course you can.
The Hotspur bun.
No problem.
And then too, there's also Enoch Out stuff. On the Enoch Out stuff, I make $0. The price that's there goes to the shirt company that makes the shirts and ships the shirts. On the Enoch Out stuff, I make not even a pint. So if you want some hashtag Enoch Out stuff, I don't get any money from that. It's available at thfcrants.com. You can get banners to take to the stadium. It's all black and white, so it's going to stick out. Solid black shirts, hats, masks. How would it be if 60,000 people showed up with Enoch Out masks to a match at some point in time? I don't make a dime off that. The t-shirt company obviously does, but I don't. So you can tell that by the prices of the other stuff that's on the store. But if you need some stuff like that, go check it out.
No, 100%. Will, you may let us know because I'm not ending till you're over 500. So you may check your YouTube, lad, to let us know when you get over 500
right now.
You've got it.
Yeah, 500 right now.
Come on, that's the power of the Harris Army. Big up. That's what I'm talking about. Come on. Yeah, and the Harris Army, now that we've got Will over his landmark, Stel, let us know what landmark you want to reach, man.
Yeah, Tottenham away. We're about 7,000 short of 8,000. Please, can everyone smash the like?
Mine too, me too.
Now, listen, you can find me at Tottenham away. I'm part of a group of people, Shy and Bry, and the other Brian Daigle as well. But listen, this is about the Irish Hotspur show. Give this man a subscribe. Give him a like. Ireland's #1 Hotspur Tottenham fan. Hit the thumb button. Leave comments below. Do all the stuff that grows his channel. Big up the Irish Hotspur.
Yeah, and that's
Brian's not happy, man. Brian says don't forget the 2 Brian's starting.
Yeah, I gotta jump in there too real quick for that as well, guys, because I have apps that lets me see the views on the channel, and there are far more people viewing David's channel than are subscribed to it. What are you waiting for? Hit that button, subscribe to the channel. I mean, the guy's getting like tens and thousands of views a week. go ahead, hit that subscribe channel. Don't be one of those lurkers in the back who watches every one of his videos and never hits the red button. Hit the red button, hit the bell to make sure you don't miss these streams, because watching them after the fact isn't near as fun as watching it live. So make sure you guys do that for David. He absolutely deserves it.
Yes.
No, thank you so much, guys.
I've got to say as well, 5 minutes time, 12 p.m. UK time, 7 p.m. EST, Tottenham away, get on the Two Brian show. It's starting in 5 minutes. I've got to say, otherwise they're going to kill me.
Yeah.
No.
Watch it anyway. It's a good show.
This is what it's for. This is what it's for. Look, there's 191 people here. I expect to see 170 on Tottenham away as soon as this ends, ready for the Two Brians to kick off. And like I said before, no bigger carrot than the one they're dangling in front of you. With you, the people, you actually get to pick the forfeits. You can give them whatever you want. They have to do it. So there's no bigger carrot. So make sure you get over there. It's a great channel. I've been on. I'm due on again Monday. I can't wait. Great group of guys. So make sure you get over in there and smash the subscribe button. I want to see 300 subscribers on Tottenham away by the end of this week. And there will be a stream where I'm just not going to stop
have 400
until it gets there. Huh?
They already have 400. They hit 400 yesterday.
No way.
400 yesterday. Yeah.
Jesus, that grew quick. So actually, we want 500. We want to set up a race between Tottenham away and Will Stewart. That's what we want to do. But honestly, though, as well, I can't recommend Will Stewart THFC rants enough. Whether you're over this side of the pond and you're just lying in bed and Spurs are annoying you, you don't even have to show your face. Just get on and speak to the boys and clear your chest, clear your conscience. And he puts out great content there all the time. He done a great stream earlier on there on racism and stuff. Sorry, go on.
I forgot. It's not just me on the channel anymore. We've brought in other creators, and they're going to start having their own weekly successional shows. Probably in the next week or two, you'll see that there might be morning show with this creator.
Or some names out there.
Some names. I'm gonna let you know right now. It's still in the works. I don't want to put. We're still working out the details.
It's not the Tottenham manager job, Will.
Yeah, I'd be good at it, to be honest with you.
I'll tell you who we're after. We don't know who's going to say yeah. We don't know what we want.
It's big names that you see in the comments on every channel, big faces that you see on channels all the time. They're going to be having their own weekly show on Will Stewart THFC Rants. I won't be a part of it. My face may not be there. I may make guest appearances now and again. So even if you don't like me, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because there's going to be content there that you enjoy.
Yeah, 100%. And Kieran, you want to say something there quickly, man?
Yeah, sorry, I just seen someone in chat, I think his name was Ethelston, said he's always late. By the way, just for people if they don't know, when you subscribe, there is a bell icon. If you press on the bell icon, you can actually sign up to alerts that when someone goes live, it will literally send you an alert on your phone or on your desktop to say that person has gone live. So you'll actually know when someone literally goes live from the dot. It's just a tip even if you are unsubscribed and you feel like you're missing.
100%. And look, he's not here at the minute, but I'm gonna. What's that, Danny? Read it out. Read it out, Danny. No, just read it out, lad.
Spurs have appointed Ryan Mason full-time till 2026. More to follow.
I don't know. Look, I'm going to end it here because I'm just going to end up crying.
Guys, one second. Is that fake news, man? Don't be silly.
It has to be. Well, look, I do want to take this quick opportunity because the boys are going live now in 1 minute.
By the way,
to plug Bob Spur.
That's fake news. It's courtesy of Bob Spur.
Yeah, no, sorry, lads. I just want to plug Bob Spur because Tottenham away are going now in 1 minute. Bob Spur TV, everybody get over, check him out. He's an absolute legend, an absolute gent as well.
I just had to
get over there and do Bob Spur TV. He's a great legend. He's got that. Everybody get out and subscribe to Bob Spur. Who else was on today? David's back, so he can take over from here.
His internet's gone.
I don't know what's going on. It's my StreamYard acting up today, and I don't know why because I only paid it the other day. But get over, check out Bob Spur TV, another guy who puts out some great content. He does that. What's the story there? Your Spurs story and stuff like that as well. Great channel, so get over, check it out. But there we are. We have all the channels plugged. So apart from mine actually, you like what you see on this channel, make sure you subscribe, because this channel isn't stopping here. I can tell you now, this is only going to keep growing. And I have massive plans for next season. You know, shows coming out that no one would even be able to think of. It's going to be an unbelievable end to this season and a great start to next season. If there is anybody out there who would like to sponsor any of the shows, just let me know. Get in contact. I do accept sponsorships. In fact, I love a sponsorship. I want to say a personal thank you to everybody that sent in the super chats today. You have Ed M, Danny Kiriakou here, James, you have Brian C, Rob Smith, Matthew Collins, Jeremy Smith, Jordan Stevens. Big yourselves up, everybody. Yeah.
That last comment, throw that up there. Throw that up there. The last comment.
Which comment?
Connor69. Good job, Connor. Subscribing to David.
Big up, Connor. That's what we're talking about, my man. I appreciate it. But look, I am actually on the big. I want 3K before the end of the season. Probably ambitious, but I'm an ambitious guy. You, the Harris Army, by spreading the word, spreading the shows when we're live, can make that happen. But look, like I said before, I've had a great time here. I know everybody else has. And until next time, come on, you Spurs.
Enoch out.
Come on, you Spurs.
Enoch out.
Enoch out.
Leave it to Connor.